That movie is a shit show. What you think you see, what you think you hear, that's what it's about. It's all a theater of the mind. No, it's garbage. It's garbage. Mood and atmosphere. Now that I really like. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. We're back! What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, June the 1st, 2023, 6:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. June the 1st, May is behind us, June is upon us. Can you feel it? The summer is basically here. The summer is basically here. I know technically by the calendar, the summer doesn't come into swing until around June 21st, June 20th. But I always look at the official kickoffs of summer sort of right after my birthday. My birthday's May 24th. It's a long weekend in and around that time. It's a long weekend for you guys in the States. Memorial Day weekend in around sort of, the end of the month. It is summer! It is summer! 2023! One more time! What's going on, everybody? Yes, I was live last night, but the stream got interrupted by technical difficulties with Indiegogo. Our US backers could not back the project. I still do have the stream, by the way. Maybe I will let it live on the show or on the channel. I did not delete the stream from yesterday. I just moved it over to private because, as I was saying yesterday before I got off the stream or offline, I said that, I just, the stream, just, I like these shows. I'm just particular, I like, things when they flow well, and the stream was interrupted and there was technical difficulties, and it was basically just an hour and a half of me going, how about now? Now? How about now? How about now? You got it now? How about now? You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. And we did manage to cross 70,000 Canadian Billy Bucks last night, in big part thanks to a great supporter of the channel, PJ, fellow Torontonian, fellow Canuck. He sort of carried the campaign on his back yesterday, stepping up when our American brothers and sisters could not donate to the campaign. That's what we do. That's what we do here in North America. And also, of course, we had some people overseas. Darren Sands from the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast, he stepped up as well and gave a little donation to kind of test things out. Even I gave my own, I was a little self-indulgent and gave myself $10 to kind of test things out a little bit. And then, of course, Lee from Ireland as well. He stepped up. He kind of got in there. We had MJS Lawrence, who's Canadian. He stepped up, tried to figure things out as well, kind of getting in there and testing things out. And it was a whole, it was like, it was kind of crazy. So maybe I will make the stream visible so you guys can go and watch that just for sort of interest's sake, kind of to see how it all went down yesterday. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. I just needed to sleep on it. It felt messy. It's disappointing when these things happen. But here we are. We're back. I said I was going to come live. I reached out to Indiegogo, and to my surprise, they responded within a reasonable amount of time. Because when they deem your issue low priority, honest to God, I'm not making this up, they could take like a week to get back to you. It's ridiculous. Indiegogo, you got to solve that, man. You got to solve that. I know it's low priority, but it's not no priority. Okay. Low priority might be, maybe a few days. You know what I mean? High priority, I expect same day or within 24 hours. That's what I expect in high priority. Low priority, if I email you on Monday, maybe I hear from you by like Wednesday or Thursday. You know what I mean? It's low priority. It's not major. not like a week later, a week within response, because then if I was to send you a message again, it would take you another week to get back to me. And it's like, no. I can't have 2 responses in 14 days. You know what I'm saying? You got to solve that, Indiegogo. You got to solve that. Anyway, nonetheless, I did hear from them because they deemed this high priority, I guess, because of the subject. And they said everything looked fine. I heard from them this morning. They said, no, it looks good. They everything should be okay. Because people deal with different banks and different cards and all that kind of stuff. Everybody that had an issue yesterday would have to, email or send a message to Indiegogo individually. They would have to sort of deal with each one of you individually, which makes sense because you're all with different banks, with different credit cards, Visa, so there could be a variety of different reasons why somebody's card may not work. But thankfully, Cody Snyder and Andrew Stevens, my 2 mods here, or two of my great mods, of course, tested it out this morning. It went through. I made a post. A couple of other people tested it out, donated, $5, $10, just to kind of, test the waters a little bit. And it went through. And we are currently sitting right now at right this very second we are sitting at, unless it's gone up while I've been talking, but I don't think it broke. No. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah. So we're sitting at $70,852, 59% of our production budget. And there it is. 29 days left, folks. Shit's getting real now. 29 days left, 609 backers, 70,852 Canadian Billy Bucks. I would love, if at all possible, by the end of the stream, listen, if we can have more, that's great. But it would be great. Our goal today is to get this to 72,000 Canadian Billy Bucks. Why? Because that would be 60%. That would be 60% of our production budget. If we can get to 73 or 74, I'm not going to say no. But I'm just saying it would be great to have that. Now, because of the couple of hiccups we've had here this week, ideally, I would love to be at 80,000 Canadian bucks by Monday. That was the goal. I would have loved to have been there. Unfortunately, we've had a couple of hiccups this week. We had a significant refund the other day, and of course, then the debacle yesterday. So I feel like we've kind of lost 2 days of momentum. But the good news is we've made it up. You McCrazies out there, you've stepped up when I needed you the most, and I cannot thank you enough, and how much it means to me that you guys are stepping up in this way when you see that, you got to step up. So we are on track. We're not in a bad, it's that we're still in a great position. But again, as you can see, 29 days left, 28 tomorrow, that's 4 weeks, right? That's 4 weeks. So it's getting real now. Shit's getting real now, right? We still have $50,000 and basically, 40%. So we just got to keep that steady, nice and steady, easy go, easy, nice and steady, taking it in. Don't make any Halloween ends moves. Just bring it in nice and steady. That's what we got to do. So, pretty awesome indeed. There is the link right there. I'm going to pin this to the top. This should work for all of you now. Fingers crossed. Sweat time. I'm going to pin it to the top there. But this should work. There should not be an issue with this. People from the U.S. have been donating, or a few people have all day or throughout the day. So we should be okay. Let's see if we can get that up. It is also a Q&A. For those of you that might be tuning in for the first time in a while, or maybe for the first time, I appreciate your patience as we got through the month of May and the month of June. Obviously, it's been a lot of Billy talk on the channel and on my social media, but that is because we are in a major crowdfunding campaign mode. When we can raise our production budget and things will get back to more of a, now he's talking other things too. You know what I mean? But right now, it's tricky just because of the intensity of the campaign, how much money we need to raise. So there's a lot of that talk and a lot of that sort of stuff happening right now. But don't worry, once the summer rolls around and hopefully we're able to move into pre-production, obviously we'll be talking about Billy as well, but we'll be talking about other things on a more regular basis like we used to when that happens. So, but that's why, like in case you're tuning in, you're like, is he talking about, when is he going to get back to, hey, if I don't do it, nobody's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? saying? So I do appreciate your support, your understanding through this. This is very exciting for us. I know it can be very exciting for you guys as well. So really cool indeed. And that's why I like to incorporate sort of trying to raise funds through, new people tuning in for the first time, or, whatever the case is, in amongst an open Q&A. So it's an open Q&A. You can ask me anything. You can ask me about Billy and about, that, but you can also ask me about whatever the hell you want to ask about as well. Halloween, Freddy, whatever. It's up to you. It's an open Q&A, but let's see if we can get those doll hairs up. Would be really great. So yes, 70,852. We've just gone up. That's good news. That's good news. We've just gone up. And by the way, everybody that donates to the campaign, whether it's just a donation that's not associated with a perk or is an actual perk, you will get a shout out here from me today. We've just gone up. This is fantastic. 613 backers, $71,180. If we hit 72,000, that's when I bring in, what is it here? That tune, that tune. That's like the milestone tune. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. Before we jump to the Q&A, I got to give some shout outs to some people that have already stepped up. Maybe they've been waiting in the wings to step up since last night. So we've got, so again, earlier today, Evan Crane, Josh McKenna, Cody Snyder, Andrew Stevens. Yes, got it. Josh, again, one of our great co-producers here. Josh stepped up, picked up the 2 posters this afternoon. Thank you so much, Josh. Appreciate that. Teresa got the digital download package. Amazing. Michael Vales. Is that how you say that? Michael Vales just donated $100. Incredible, Michael. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, dude. Lee Bowers has stepped up and donated $200. Incredible. Guys, sincerely, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Ryan Underwood coming in, donating $14. Amazing. Thank you, Ryan, so much. We got Chase Jackson, who just picked up the double blue. Thank you so much, Chase. Really appreciate that. You guys have stepped up here to kick things off. We're off to a really good start here on our way to 80K. 80K is in the eye line. It's way down there, but it's in our sights. You know what I'm saying? It's in our sights. Little bit. Let's see if we can get to 72K by the end of the stream today. I think it's probably doable, I'd imagine. Oh, we've gone up even more. Now we're at 71,299. Holy jeez. I can't even keep up with you guys. This is great. This is fantastic. What do we got? We've got now, maybe that was Chase. Okay, that was Chase. That brought it up to that. Okay. All right. I just didn't refresh. Still, that's amazing. 71,299 Canadian Billy Bucks, 614 backers. Unreal. Let's get to the Q&A. We'll be monitoring this all through the stream today. What do we got? So I know a super chat did come in. Let me see here. Where is it? It is Andrew Stevens, one of my great mods. Andrew Stevens sends in a very generous super chat of $20 as we are back in action. Already donated earlier, guys and gals. It's Billy Bucks time. Let's get it. Yes. You're absolutely right. It's time for us to, it's the last month of the campaign, folks. The last month of the campaign. We're in a good spot. We got a long way to go, but we are doing it. We're doing it. You know what I mean? And so very excited about it, man. Very excited. We want to make this movie. We want the production budget raised. So once it's raised, Bruce and I will immediately move right into pre-production. And then there's a lot of work that comes with that. As I've said, It's Me Billy Chapter 1 was a non-union production. It's Me Billy Chapter 2 is a union production. So a lot of work. Our workload suddenly goes up, dealing with 2 unions, SAG-AFTRA and ACTRA. But listen, I mean, we're excited. We're ready. We're ready to do it. You know what I mean? This is it. We're ready to do it. So let's fucking do it. You know what I mean? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. All right. Let me see here. Lindsay Curtis says, hello, Dave. My question for part 2 of It's Me, Billy is, if any of the cast from part 1 are returning to reprise their character roles, and if there are any new cast of characters. Well, Lindsay, thank you for the question. Yes. So now, spoiler alert, but I'm assuming you have seen Chapter 1. Yes. So Victoria Miro, who played Sam in It's Me, Billy Chapter 1, is returning to play Sam in Chapter 2. Carol Coltman, who played the neighbor, Mrs. Crane. Suddenly it's, oh my God, she's actually Agnes. She is returning to reprise her role as Agnes. And Brian Charles Peter is returning to reprise his role of Billy, playing Billy. And of course, unfortunately, Shelby Handley and Malaika Henney will not be reprising their roles as Emma and Justine, but that is because they were in Chapter 1. But I cannot wait to work with them again. I am like really, chomping at the bit to work with both Shelby and Malaika again. So hopefully the next project we do, we can get them on board, because I just, I love those two. They're so talented and so fun and just amazing. So, but unfortunately their characters were killed. So, and then of course we have Lynn Griffin, who played Claire in the original Black Christmas from 1974. She's the one that's in the rocking chair and gets the bag over her head. She is returning to not play Claire, because her character died, but she is returning to play Claire's sister Nancy. Now I can't get into the nitty-gritty details of how, what that means and all that kind of stuff, but she is on board, and so we're very excited to have her on board. And of course, we have the one and only Olivia Hussey returning to reprise her role of Jess Bradford. Yes, you heard that right. She has agreed to come on board and reprise her role. But of course, we have to raise the money to make that happen. We don't have the money. This is not going to happen. But yes, all things considered, it will happen if we can get everything in place to make sure that it does happen. So very excited about that as well. And then there's one or two other new characters, I think, in there too. But we're very excited about it, and it's again, as I've been saying many times, yes, it is a fan film, yes, because we don't own the intellectual property, but we are treating this as we would if we were shooting any original piece. It's going to be, totally professional from top to bottom, with professional production value and sound and acting and everything. Like Chapter 1. It is our goal to create a professional product through and through. But because we don't own the IP, we have to put the stamp on it that it is a fan film. And then that's fine with us. We understand that. We are not allowed to make money from the movie. We can raise money to make the movie, but we cannot seek distribution or any commercial, ventures with It's Me, Billy Chapter 2, like It's Me, Billy Chapter 1. If the rights holders were to come forward and say, oh my goodness, we love this, we love what you're doing, we'd like to take this and package it and maybe get, well, then we're open to having that conversation, and I think this will be a lot of fun. But up until if that were to ever happen, it is not for profit, like all fan films have to be. But it will be a professional product through and through. And the reason why the production budget, I know you didn't ask about this, but it's sort of a good kind of segue into just reminding people who may be tuning in for the first time. The production budget on It's Me, Billy Chapter 2 is 120,000 Canadian dollars. That's about 89,000 US. It is about double the budget we had on Chapter 1, but as I just mentioned, it is now a union project. So we're dealing with the union or both two unions and their fees. And obviously rates go up when that happens, and just the cost of things in the world have gone up, and you have to pay for the locations and craft services and accommodations and truck rentals and equipment rentals and production insurance. And it costs a lot of money to make a movie. And even in the world of movies, 120,000 is like nothing. It's, in the world of Hollywood movies, I should say. But it is double, but that's not unprecedented either. Even when you watch Hollywood films, I think Halloween 18 was about 10 million and Halloween Kills, I think, was about 20 million. So it's not unprecedented. Now, obviously, their budget would have gone up for different reasons than ours, but it's not unprecedented for a budget on a sequel to go up for various reasons. And ours is more so that the dynamics of the type of production it is have changed. And of course, we have Black Christmas alumni on board as well. I mean, that's no secret, of course. So, but we're doing very well. We're doing very, very well. And like I said, let me refresh here and see where we're at. We're sitting at 60 616 backers, 71,485. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. McDonald's. Let's see. Like I said, anybody who donates or picks up a perk today gets a shout out, and that's the way it's going to be. We've got Michael Stapp. Michael Stapp, my man Michael, just donated 136 billy bucks. Michael, thank you so much. Stu Bloomfield also donated $50. Stu, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. The two of you stepping up and being like, yeah, let's fucking do this. Let's do this. McCray, let's do this. Let's do this. You guys see the sign, right? You see the bat signal in the sky. You're like, babe, I gotta go. McCray needs me. It's McCrazy time. It's McCrazy time. I love it. Thank you so much to Stu and Michael who have just stepped up with those donations. Amazing. And again, a reminder, right? Because sometimes for those of you out there that have already picked up a Blu-ray, maybe you picked up a couple of perks where you're going to get, a couple of copies, right? You've got a Blu-ray, you've got a t-shirt already, and you're like, well, I don't really want like 10 Blu-rays. You know what I mean? You can just donate as well. If you go to the end of the perks, there's a little spot that looks like it's a perk, but I think it says donate here. If you're on your phone, you have to scroll to the end of the perks. If you are on like a desktop or a laptop, you would just go to this button right here, see options, and that will take you to where you need to go to donate. You can donate $1, you can donate $500, and you can donate $10. It doesn't matter, right? And donations are not associated with perks, so you don't have to worry about getting, another Blu-ray, or something like that. You can just donate, because sometimes people have like, they get paid, they get a bonus, they get some, extra cash, and like, you know what, I want to donate this to the campaign, and you can do that. You can absolutely do that. Just so people always, remember that. I understand, because some people might be thinking, well, I'd like to continue to help Dave, but I've already got 38 Blu-rays, or I don't want any more. You know what I mean? Totally understand and totally get it. So awesome indeed. Thank you so much. Let me see you here. Okay, super chat. A couple of super chats did come in. Let me get these. Super chat comes in from Lance Noonan, sends in nearly €6. Says, is it true that Canadians have milk in bags instead of cartons? It is true that we have milk in bags in addition to having milk in cartons. So yes, we do. We do. And it seems so funny, to other places around the world, but yes, we do. You can go to any grocery store and pick up a bag. It's like it's a bag, and then in the bag there's like 3 individual bags of milk, and you put that in a container and you cut off the top of it, and then you pour it. Of course, it's normal to me as a Canadian. That's how I grew up. But we also have milk in jugs and in cartons as well. So it's not only milk in bags. You can get milk in jugs and cartons here too. And lots of people buy milk in jugs and cartons. So, but yes, that is true. That is true, Lance. That is true. Justin sends in $2, says, can't wait for chapter 2. I'll be donating soon. Love it, Justin. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Michael V, $2, says, today's June 1st, therefore 61 Blu-rays, people. 60. I don't think we're going to sell 61 Blu-rays today, but that would be amazing if we did. That would be outstanding if we were able to do that. That would be incredible. Geek Muscle sends in $5, says, Dave, I donated and plan to do so again. Amazing. Geek Muscle, man. The biceps flexing. I can feel your pectoral muscles pulsating right now. For now, I've been sharing your posts on Instagram. Been a fan since 2017, and this is my thanks to you for all the content, dude. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with my crazy antics and shenanigans and theatrics and all that kind of stuff. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing it. Thank you for doing that. Every little bit helps, right? You never know who's going to see it, right? You never know. You never know who's going to see it. You never know. So, it's better to share it than not share it, right? Some people might think, well, I only got 200 people that follow me. What's the point? Well, if there's no point, then you might as well do it, right? Because it's like playing the lottery. I'm probably not going to. Well, yeah, but your chances are 0 if you don't play. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no chance of winning if you don't play, but if you play, there's always a chance. So you're saying there's a chance? Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a chance. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Oh, Michael V says we're hitting 73 tonight. Oh, dude, maybe, I don't know. You imagine? That'd be great. That'd be great. Again, I'd love to be at 80 by next Monday, but I'm okay if we're not, as long as maybe we're starting to knock on it, because I do understand that there were two unfortunate, things that happen. So, which is out of my hands. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, but these are the ebbs and flows of an Indiegogo campaign sometimes, right? You got to roll with it. You know what I mean? Which is why I've sort of, and it's, I'm going to give Darren and Frank a shout out here. They said that, you know what, I think you should put the stream back up. It kind of shows how things are unfolding, and I'm like, yeah, maybe you're right. And for those of you that are tuning in, I'm talking about the stream last night, which sort of got the wind taken out of its sails because of the technical difficulties and everything. And I didn't delete it. I just moved it to private because in anticipation of eventually deleting it, because I just feel that it's kind of, maybe I'll put it up. Maybe some people will like to watch it and see how it all went down or something like that. And I can see their point. I can see your point. It's like, yeah, you're right. But in the moment, you know what I mean? Because so many things have happened this week. You're kind of like, I don't know. I just, and I'm kind of like, it's messy. I want to just, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. It's part of the story of how this movie is going to get made. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, that I do understand, and that I do get. Let me see. Okay, so I've got all the super chats right, not missing any. Let me just double check. I don't want to miss any superior chats. I don't want to miss any superior chats. Okay, I'll leave that there. All right, cool. Cool, ladies and gentlemen. Cool. Oh, we've gone up again. I love it. I love seeing this. We're sitting at right now 71,599 Canadian dollars. 618 backers. We're closing in on 60% of our budget. Oh, with 29 days to go. Who were these amazing individuals that stepped up? Or maybe it's I don't know. We'll see here. We've got Chris Baber, my man. One of my great moderators, Chris Baber, has stepped up here and just donated 100 smackers, 100 Billy bucks. Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate that very much. Lee Bowers picks up the end thank you credit. Amazing. Thank you, Lee. Really appreciate that as well. Amazing. Oh, look at that. We're basically $400 away from 60% of the budget with basically a month to go. I don't know. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Yes, I believe. I feel like a preacher. Believe. There's one of these guys at the corner of Yonge and Dundas in Toronto. If you're from the Toronto area, then you know what I'm talking about. But Dundas Square in Toronto is basically Toronto's Times Square. Now, I mean, it's not as big as Times Square, obviously, but it's a big, it's where all the LED billboards are, the neon, what is this, 1975? All the lights and there's a shopping mall right there, and the hustle and the bustle and the street buskers and the performances and the music play. It's all that kind of stuff, right? That's Toronto's Times Square, Dundas Square. And it's really cool. It's very sort of, it's like Times Square Junior. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Anyway, so, there's this guy who's, although I haven't seen him in a while, but he's been there for decades. And I think he's a little, not all there. But he's there, and he's got like these, religious kind of thing, papers in his hands. And when you walk by him, I mean, I've walked down there so often now that I see him, and I'm like, and I get, I prepare for it. But if you don't know who he is and you're down there for the first time and you walk by him, he scares you because he looks sort of, kind of, inconspicuous. And then all of a sudden he'll like step in front of you and go, believe, and he'll hand you a piece of paper and believe. And when you walk away, you can hear him in the distance doing it to other people. Believe. He's known as the believe guy, and he scares people. There actually might be a video on YouTube. If you YouTube believe guy Toronto, it might come up. it might come up, and you'll see what, now it might be older stuff from maybe like, 10 years ago or something. I'm not sure, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah. Believe, you must believe. She sounds exactly like that too. Funny stuff. Unimpressive Media says, Dave, is the OnlyFans funding going at the, how is the OnlyFans funding going at the moment? Is it steady or slow? It's rocking right now. I mean, listen, the people coming out to see me, oh yeah, it's rocking. It's rocking. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Chester Franklin Jr. says, Dave, will you and Bruce be on other channels to talk It's Me Billy Chapter 2? Yes, so we were on Lee McCoy's channel about a month or so ago. We just got finished hanging out with Frank and Darren of the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast, where we also talked about 5 of our favorite psychological horror films. So make sure you go over to the Slaughtered Lamb to check that out as well. Feel free to drop a link into the chat, Frank or Darren, if you're watching. What else? Yes. And we have, it's important to us that the channels we go on are channels that have the potential to reach new viewers, right? So in our horror community, there's a lot of overlap, right? A lot of you guys also watch other channels, and that's great, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's important when you're in the middle of a crowdfunding campaign, you want to reach as many new people as you possibly can, right? People who haven't donated yet, right? And so that's what we're trying to sort of do. And of course, Lee has a lot of people that watch him that don't watch me. Even Darren and Frank, even though I have more subscribers, they because of the content they do, there is overlap, but there's also people that watch Frank and Darren that don't watch me, which is why, so that's sort of that's a kind of an avenue we wanted to take as well. And I did reach out to Cody Leach, and of course, Cody Leach is just killing it on his channel. I think he's got like 115,000 subscribers or something like that. And because he's a movie reviewer. He actually reviews a lot of movies. He has a lot of people that watch him that probably don't even know who the hell I am. So now that doesn't mean that they would want to come on board for this campaign, but it doesn't hurt, right? So Cody and I are talking back and forth, trying to figure out maybe if we can make that work. He doesn't really do interviews or this kind of thing on his channel. And I would be totally okay if he was like, you know what, I can't really figure out how to make it work. Listen, dude, totally understand. No harm, no foul. It's just not really the identity of your channel and how you built your channel. You don't suddenly really just kind of drop everything and do like an interview for a crowdfunding campaign, right? It's kind of, you know what I'm saying? But if Cody can feel, a way to make it work and have us on, it would mean the world, because who knows, we might get a few new eyeballs on the campaign and it might help it out. So yes, we are, but it's important that it's campaigns or channels that we feel are going to potentially help us out in that regard. However, there are some smaller channels that have reached out to us. If you're watching, you know who you are. And we're totally okay with going on yours as well, 100%. Just be patient with us, because obviously some of the bigger channels might take a little more of a priority, not because, we don't like you or they're better than you. It's just about reach, right? It's a business thing, really, at the end of the day. It's like, I got it. You totally, I know you totally get it, right? I'd feel the same way. I'd be like, oh yeah, no, totally. I get you. You should go on that channel because you know what I mean? So we're trying to juggle that right now and trying to figure those things out and sort of what's kind of the best avenue and all that kind of stuff. But totally, we'll absolutely go on your podcasts and your channels as well, 100%. Like, we're not like, oh no, we're not going to go on. We're too good for you. Nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with it at all. We'd love to go on. We appreciate that you want to have us on. It's just, as you can imagine, we've got a lot of people reaching out to us and we're very busy. So we're just trying to figure out, what's the best, because now, we have to coordinate our schedules and we got to do that with you, and we got to, so totally. So be patient with us. Really appreciate your patience, and we'll do our best to see if we can make it work 100%. So just the love from the community and that everybody is willing to help out in any way they can means a lot. It does. It means a lot. So awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Let me see here. Yeah, let me see what's happening. We are at 600. Oh, 621 backers. We're going up. We're going up. Yep, incrementally, we're going up. 71,623, ladies and gentlemen. 71,623. And these donations came in from Patrick Richardson donated $10. Thank you, Patrick. Joseph J. Harrison picked up the have your name in the end credits, and so did Kenneth Holmes. Thank you very much to Patrick, Joseph, and Kenneth. Amazing. You guys are stepping up. Amazing. I mean, we are literally like what 377. Am I is my math right? Anyways, away from 60% of our production budget. Outstanding. Amazing. Amazing. I'm loving it. I'm McDonald's, baby. I'm McDonald's. Let me see here. Nicholas Townsend says, Dave, in your last episode, you talked about movie scores. Are you familiar with the movie Thief and its score? Nicholas, I am not familiar with the movie Thief and its score. I mean, I might be, but not off the top of my head. I can't put a picture to that name or that movie. So I will have to, I'll have to check that out. Back over here. There we are. Let me see here. Chester Franklin Jr. says, Dave, when you did the stream on Monday talking about favorite characters besides the main characters, my favorite characters are Rachel, Lindsay, Hawkins, Sheriff Meeker, and Linda in Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. Pretty good list, Chester. That's a pretty good list. I'm digging it. Great stuff. Rob Thidoff, Dave, Laura Piche. What has a better chance for a successful reboot? Ghostbusters Afterlife, Back to the Future, E.T., or Gremlins? Well, Ghostbusters Afterlife, I think, was already successful. Like Ghostbusters Afterlife. I see what you're saying. Back to the Future, E.T., or Gremlins? I'm going to say probably Gremlins. I think Gremlins has a better chance because I don't think Gremlins carries the same level of, although there are a lot of people that like it, I don't think it carries the same level of, rabid fan, anal, I don't think, the emotional nostalgic connection to Gremlins, I don't think is nearly as strong as it is to Back to the Future E.T. So I think you could get away with rebooting, not a sequel, but like remaking Gremlins. And I think you'd piss people off, but I think you'd piss off less people than you would if you remade the other two. That's how I see it anyway. So I'm going to go with Gremlins. That's what I'm going to do. WPP says, did your previous video on Wednesday get taken down? No, it didn't get taken down. I just moved it to private because the stream to me, I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to, certain kind of, the viewer, sort of the flow of a show, you know what I mean? And, but I might put it back up. I didn't delete it. I just moved it to private. I might unremove it. I might take it from private and put it to public if you want to, because I think some people might want to see it. But it's just, the wind was taken out. The wind was taken out of the sails of that stream because it was just basically an hour and a half of us trying to basically decipher a technical issue with Indiegogo because every U.S. backer was unable to back the film. So yeah, it's just kind of messy in my estimation. But no, it wasn't taken down. All right, let me see here. Okay, well, you know what? Here, I'll get a topic going. So Robert Englund did an interview with Variety, of course, because he's got his new documentary that comes out on his birthday. I believe his birthday it comes out on the 6th of June. And I also think that's Robert Englund's birthday, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Google, when was Robert Englund born?
Robert Englund was born on June 6, 1947. People also ask me, who is the original Freddy Krueger? Want to hear the answer?
No, I don't, Google. No, I don't, because I already know. Okay, so somebody tuning in for the first time is like, who the hell is this guy? And by the way, I don't normally say this, but I'd like to hit 30,000 subscribers. If you're not already subscribed to me, subscribe. What do you think you're doing? Subscribe. Come on, man. Subscribe. Hang out. Take the plunge. Make it official. Make it permanent. It's not permanent. You can always unsubscribe. And believe me, some people have. But I'd like to get this channel to 30,000 subs. Although I do understand with the content I've been uploading lately is not exactly subscriber friendly. Nonetheless, so Robert Englund's birthday is June the 6th. It's coming up. And the documentary is being released. Very cool. I can't wait to see that. And it's a great article if you haven't read it. He talks about a lot of stuff and his legacy as Freddy, of course. And one of the things that he says, and he said it again, and it's something that I disagree with Robert on, is that, and I wish he had never said this, because now everybody's saying they want to see this. And I understand. He once again said that he thinks Kevin Bacon would be a great Freddy Krueger as his successor. Kevin Bacon is nearly 65 years old. By the time they get a new Elm Street, let's say they shoot a new Elm Street next year. Okay, he's 66. The Elm Street movie comes out. I mean, you could shoot an Elm Street film and release it in the same year. But he'll be knocking on 70 if any sequel. Now, maybe that's the direction that the new Elm Street wants to go, right? Maybe a remake or a reboot of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Maybe the story is that, no, it's not somebody who's in their 40s. It's somebody who is in their 60s or is in their 70s. If it's written into the story, then okay, knock yourself out. Go get Kevin Bacon then if he's interested. But this idea about being too old and all that kind of stuff, Kevin's knocking on 70. Don't get me wrong, he's in great shape, but he's knocking on 70. And Robert Englund said in the article that he does not want to, he's done. He said again, listen, I'm done playing Freddy. I got arthritis in my wrist. I got a bad back. I'm not there anymore. You know what I mean? And Robert's going to be what? 75, 76. So he's done. But I don't think it's Kevin Bacon. I think it should be an unknown actor. Now, some people who are just, the internet type people will be like, oh, that's just because you want it to be you. No, I would say this even if I wasn't in a Freddy Krueger fan film with Miko Hughes as Freddy Krueger. I would say this anyway. And you guys know that. If you follow me for any length of time, you know that I would say this. I've been saying this actually for a few years. Like even before I was even in that thing, I had said, no, it's got to be an unknown actor. Now, again, unknown actor doesn't mean amateur actor. It doesn't mean never acted a day in their life. It doesn't mean bad actor, right? Sometimes I think people have that association. Oh, he's an unknown. No, unknown actor just means that they're not a household name, that they just have not acted in something that would have been a break for them and propelled them into a certain level of the pop culture, right? There's different levels of pop culture. There's different levels of the pop culture zeitgeist, right? There's like the stratosphere where you're like instantly a household name like Brad Pitt, Harrison Ford, you know what I'm saying? Elvis, like, oh, fuck. It's like the highest levels. And then there's like levels below that, right? You know what I'm saying? So an unknown actor could be somebody that you kind of recognize, but just hasn't had their big break yet. Or it could be somebody who's a completely unknown, who's absolutely acting on the regular, getting regular work, but just hasn't had that big break yet. So it's very important I say that as an actor myself, it's very important that I say that unknown actor just means exactly that. It doesn't mean amateur bad actor. So I do think that an unknown actor needs to come in, because Robert Englund was an unknown actor when he took on Freddy Krueger. I know that he was on V, and I know that he was, and that was a popular miniseries, and that but he wasn't a household name. I mean, it's not like everybody knew who Robert Englund was, right? Freddy Krueger was his big break, right? So Robert, for all intents and purposes, was a unknown at that time. Again, there's different levels of unknown, right? It's not like he was completely green or anything like that. He had been a character actor through the 70s and all that kind of, he wasn't completely green. But this was his big break. And Robert was what, 37, 38? And so I do think you need somebody, if you're going to do it traditionally, yeah, you hire somebody who's like between 35, 45, you know, something like that. I'm 44. I'm right there. But yeah, I think that's, you know, I think that's what you have to do. So that way we're not distracted by, not that we would be, but we can get lost in the character of Freddy. I really think we need to get lost in the character of Freddy and not just in, oh, Kevin Bacon doing, you know what I mean? I don't want a name. I don't want a name. Yes, again, I'm not saying that Robert is wrong when he talks about how he was on V and he got some press from V. Of course, absolutely. But it's not like Robert was, you know, some real big name at that time. He was still a relatively unknown actor. And so I think we need to do that again. I really do. And some people have asked me, you know, would I do it if I was ever approached? Of course, yes, 100%. And Dylan's New Nightmare for me is the closest thing that you can get to being the real thing without it being the real thing. I mean, here I am in a professionally made, you know, short film that is a direct sequel to, it's a fan film, but it's, you know, it's done totally professionally. And it's a direct sequel to Wes Craven's New Nightmare. We're putting me in the Freddy outfit, old school. I'm in the makeup chair for 4 and 5 hours every day, getting all that shit put on me, right? So we're doing it the way they did it with Robert way back in the day. I'm playing opposite Miko Hughes, an Elm Street alumni, right? So it's like, you can't get, how much closer to the real thing can you get than that, right? I mean, you know, so it's a hell of an audition, you know, at the very least, right? So, you know, we'll see. Who knows, right? You never know who's watching. You never know who's watching, right? You never know. But somebody asked me yesterday, said, you know, would you do it if you were approached? And I said, yeah, of course. I mean, obviously there'd have to be conversations back and forth, and, you know, my agents would have to get involved and all that kind of stuff. But just like the idea, would you want to? Yeah, of course I would be interested, 100%. Yes, I mean, that would be amazing. You know, yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I felt very comfortable in the getup, very comfortable in the prosthetic makeup. Shout out to Nora Hewitt, of course. You're amazing. You made the time go by so fast, so quickly, which is great. And yeah, just, I mean, I felt comfortable in it, comfortable in the role as if I had been playing it my whole life. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way. It's just the truth. Like, that is the truth. I didn't know how I was going to feel, right? Like, you don't know, and then you get into it and you're performing, and I felt very comfortable in everything. It could also be because I am an actor, for those of you that may not know, obviously, because some people just know me as the YouTube guy. I've been a professional voice actor for 22 years, but I started out as an on-camera actor. I do have stage experience. I have a diploma in acting, of course, and so I do understand the craft. I'm familiar to being on camera. So slipping into that role, and you know, it's not like I was nervous or worried or anything like that. I felt very comfortable through the whole process. So I think my experience helped me in that regard, you know, and so, but when that makeup goes on, you completely lose yourself. You do. You completely lose yourself. And I didn't know if I was going to feel totally comfortable, right? Like, I'm comfortable with the process, you know, the filmmaking process and the process of acting and being in the makeup chair and going out on stage or out on the sound stage, or, you know, because I've done that many times. So I'm comfortable with the process, but I didn't know how I was going to feel with the makeup on, right? Like, how am I going to feel with the makeup on? Well, when the makeup was on, I just was like, oh, this is great. Like, I was in it. Nora left to go out onto the soundstage, and I was just looking in the, I have all this shit on video, by the way, which I will release online once the movie is officially out there. But I just was sort of getting into character. I don't see Dave McRae, and neither will you. Neither will you. And you've seen the photos that they've, you know, released. And so I lost myself in the character. I embodied the character of Freddy, and I became him. And so I'm very excited for you all to see it and to hear it. Very excited indeed. So, but yeah, whether it's, you know, hey, that would be a dream, right? They're like, hey, that Dave McRae guy, listen, the probability is low, not because I don't think I can do it. Oh, trust me, I think I could do it. But because, guy from Canada, Toronto, they don't know who I am. There's lots of other people they could choose from. In the world of acting, in the entertainment business, the competition is fierce. There's a lot of people that could do it and do it really well, right? But would that be cool? Yeah, of course that would be fucking amazing, right? But whoever it is, I do not think it needs to be Kevin Bacon. I think it should be an unknown actor, somebody who we're not familiar with, right? Who then we just see Freddy and they can lose themselves into that role. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So it's a cool article. Robert Englund is a national horror treasure as far as an international horror treasure, as far as I'm concerned. Who doesn't love Robert Englund? You know what I mean? But I will say I understand why he says Kevin Bacon. Like I can intellectualize and understand that. I just personally think he's a little too old now. Maybe Kevin Bacon 30 years ago, maybe. But now I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Unless that's the direction they want to go, well, then knock yourself out. But anyways, yeah, cool stuff. So what do you guys think about Kevin Bacon, Robert Englund, new Freddy, all that kind of stuff? Start talking about it in the chat. Maybe mention it in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know. Let's check in on the campaign. We're still climbing. I love it. We're still climbing. We're getting close to 71,756 Canadian Billy Bucks, 623 backers, folks. My goal is to get to 72,000 at minimum tonight because that will be 60% of our production budget. Listen, if we can go past that and get to 73 or 74, what am I going to say no? What am I going to say no? I'm not going to say no. But I would love to at least get to 72 because that's going to take us to 60% of our production budget. Incredible stuff right there. And everybody who donates to the campaign or picks up a perk tonight will get a shout out from me here on the channel. So let's get these shout outs in order now. We've got Eric Martin. Eric Martin picked up the double blue. Thank you, Eric. Really appreciate that, man. So Eric will be getting It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 on Blu-ray together in the double blue pack. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Eric. And Tim Folsom, is that how you say that? Folsom? Picked up the end credits perk. Amazing, Tim. Thank you so much. So shout out to Eric and Tim. Thank you so much, guys. Really, really appreciate that. Yeah, we're knocking on 72, baby. We're knocking on 72. Had a few hiccups this week, so it's great to see this this bounce back. Amazing, amazing. Let me see. The Hatchet Boys say, Dave, how long will it take you to film It's Me, Billy 2? Great question. So it will probably take, I would say probably, a week or so, 6 or 7 days. It took us about that long to shoot Chapter 1. The great thing about It's Me, Billy Chapter 2, like Chapter 1, is that it's basically one location, right? And when you're shooting a short film, it makes things a lot easier. Because you don't have to, because we're shooting in that house, and that's where we're shooting all the time, we can leave certain things set up. We can leave the dolly track set up and the jib set up and all that kind of stuff. Because we're coming back to it the next day. Whereas if we were shooting at many locations, we'd have to set up, tear down at the end of each day, and set up and tear down takes a lot of time. Remember, when you're shooting a film, it's based on pretty much an 8-hour day, and then you go into overtime. And for us here in Canada, overtime starts when you hit that 9th hour. And then it really should cap off about, I think 12 hours is the max. But you have to remember, okay, so let's take a 12-hour day. Let's take the full gamut, right? A 12-hour day. Okay. But that 12 hours also includes setup and tear down. That's not 12 hours of shooting, right? That's not 12 hours of shooting. That's just a 12-hour day. That includes your meals. That includes your breaks. That includes setting up and tearing down. So everything has to be done within that 12 hours. And listen, when you're a non-union shoot, maybe there's a little bit of wiggle room. But when you're a union shoot, it gets trickier and you really got to abide by those rules. And so that's, again, when you're shooting in one location, and you don't have to travel anywhere else. You got to tear everything down, load the truck, travel to the next. You don't have to do that. It does make things a lot easier. So I think having It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 very much one location. There is another location which I won't say yet, but there is one other location, but it's basically 95% at that house again. It makes things a lot easier, and that, and it helps the production schedule as well. So I would say, yeah, probably another 6 or 7 days. 6 or 7 days, like the first one, is what I would say. Dark Ninja says, Robert could play Freddy again, but he only appears at the end. Imagine a prequel to the original with a new young actor playing Freddy for the majority of the runtime. Yeah, I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I think at that point you might as well just, like, I understand why people want Robert, right? They want Robert because he's Freddy. He's amazing as Freddy, right? And he will always be your Freddy, just like to a certain generation. Sean Connery will always be your James Bond, and Harrison Ford will always be my Indiana Jones. But I'm not naive to think that he's the only one that could do it. And this has been proven time and time again with Joker. Nobody could be like Jack Nicholson. Well, and along comes Heath Ledger. And he wasn't Jack Nicholson, but he was amazing. Nobody could be like Heath Ledger. Well, and along comes Joaquin Phoenix. And he wasn't, but he was still amazing. Nobody could be like, Christian Bale or Michael Keaton. And then along comes Ben Affleck. Now, again, if you think Ben Affleck was crap, okay, fine. But that was the narrative. And then all of a sudden people loved Ben Affleck as Batman, right? This has happened time and time again. Yes, there can be another Freddy. Yes, there will be another Freddy. And yes, if they do their due diligence, if they cast the right individual, he will blow you away. It can happen. It will happen. It doesn't end, because basically if you don't want Freddy unless he's Robert, then you will never have Freddy ever again, which to some people, maybe that's fine. But for people who want Elm Street to come back, but don't want it unless it's Robert, you can't have your cake and eat it too. And unfortunately, Robert is 75 years old. And so he's thicker, than he was. He's got arthritis. He's got a bad back. He can't run and he can't do these things. It's over. But to Dark Ninja's point, maybe there's a cameo, but I wouldn't have him cameo as Freddy. I would have him cameo as somebody else. Just an honor, paying respect, tip of the hat sort of thing. Not a cheap cameo, but something that makes sense, right? Something like that. But it's over. It's over. There will be, and who knows, maybe when you guys see me as Freddy and you see my Freddy, maybe there are people out there that don't want me as Freddy, but maybe my rendition as Freddy will at the very least convince you there are other people out there that can do it. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Maybe it will give you more confidence that I've done it. It'll give you more confidence that, well, maybe there is somebody out there that can do it, right? And who knows? Maybe it'll end up being me. That'd be amazing. That'd be wild. That'd be fucking wild. Be a dream come true. But let's not, let's not put the cart before the horse. But yeah, my goal when I played Freddy Krueger was not to do a Robert Englund impression. Now, if you see Robert, if you feel Robert, if you get the Robert vibe, that's great. That's icing on the cake. But my job, and it should be nobody's job, is to do a Robert Englund Freddy impression. You have to be Freddy first. And if you can walk away from Dylan's New Nightmare thinking that, well, I know it's not Robert, but Dave definitely made me believe it was Freddy. Well, then I've done my job, and that's all and that's all you can ask for, right? The same thing applies with Freddy on any sort of official capacity, right? They have to make you believe. For those of you that are just tuning in, you probably won't get the reference. They have to make you believe it's Freddy, not that it's Robert. And I know that Robert and Freddy can go hand in hand because, the face and all, I get that. But that should be the goal, right? That's the goal. Nighttime sends in $2. Thank you, buddy. Says, if the goal only hits 110,000, will you still proceed? Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. Because that way we can probably run a smaller campaign then throughout the summer and make up the difference, right? You know what I mean? And then, like, ideally, folks, again, for those of you that may not know how it works, Our goal is 120,000 Canadian Billy Bucks. If you're in the United States, you're seeing a lower number because you're seeing it in US funds. So you're probably seeing 88, 89,000. If we can reach our goal, the campaign goes into what's called demand. And that means even though June 30th comes up, the campaign is over, we can continue to raise funds after the fact, which is any independent filmmaker will tell you, having a little bit of extra never hurts, right? You know what I mean? Because there's that contingency that you might need. Also, that, that scene that you had to cut short. Hey, you know what? We got an extra $10,000. Maybe now we can add that back in. Hey, you know what? We have an extra $20,000. Now we can actually add that extra shooting day. And oh yeah, one shooting day would probably cost an extra $20,000. Why? Because you're paying for an extra day of the location. You're paying an extra day salary on all the actors, an extra day salary on all the crew, an extra day, an extra day of production insurance, an extra day of craft services, an extra day of accommodations, an extra day of equipment rentals. It's an extra day of everything across the board. So everything goes up by one extra day, right? So, but it always helps because then you realize, oh, you know what? We can take that extra day now because we got a little bit of this cushion and we can actually shoot that scene that we cut out, or we can extend that hallway thing, or we can extend that, now that we have that. So it is always beneficial to any producer, anybody making a movie, to have that little bit of extra. And that can happen when and if the campaign goes into demand. And it's called in demand, I guess, because, Indiegogo feels, well, if it's reached its budget, that means a lot of people really want to see this. So it goes into demand, right? Very important that we can get there. And if we can't get there with this campaign, obviously we'll try to do it with one throughout the summer. But ideally, we'd love to just have one campaign, nice and tidy. Let's get this campaign into demand. And then this campaign can just sit there throughout the summer. And then we can also add perks. We can also add new perks to the campaign throughout the summer. Do you know what I'm saying? And believe me, we have ideas. So that's why we're like, come on, let's do it. Let's get there. You know what I mean? It'd be really cool. So yeah, we've done really well so far. 71,000. Actually, let me just hit the refresh button here and see where we're at. Let's see where we're going here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. 72,266 Billy Bucks, 626 backers. 60% of the budget has been raised. You are doing it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is happening. 29 days left in the campaign. 72,266 right there in the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Shout out to Rick Jenneret. Incredible, ladies and gentlemen. We have done it. 72,266. We've reached 60% of the budget. Who was this? Let's give them a shout out here on the campaign. Incredible. Here it is. Lee Bowers, ladies and gentlemen. Lee Bowers steps up and donates $300. Lee, thank you so much. Incredible, Lee. Thank you so much. Devin Keel steps up and buys the double blue. Devin Keel picks up the double blue, and now he's going to get It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 on Blu-ray. And listen, the Blu-rays are cool. On there, you will get a director's commentary. You will get a BTS featurette. The BTS featurette for Chapter 1 is an hour long. It's an hour long. So you'll get the director's commentary. You'll get a BTS featurette. You'll get the movie, of course, and trailers and teasers and all that kind of stuff. So very cool indeed. So, and I imagine that the BTS featurette on the Chapter 2 Blu-ray will be probably just as long. I mean, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? So amazing. And Chris Baber, my man, Chris Baber, one of my great mods here. Chris Baber bought a Christmas warmth. He bought a hoodie. He bought an It's Me Billy Chapter 2 hoodie. Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate that, folks. Really appreciate that. 626 backers, 72,266 Canadian dollars. Amazing. We are doing it late. Oh, wait, there we go. We are doing it, ladies and gentlemen. That's from last night when I donated to my own campaign to test the link out. I haven't, let me just actually exit that out. I don't need that anymore. There we go. Amazing, amazing, folks. Amazing. Let's keep it going for as long as I'm on here. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. 145 people watching. I think we were at 160 not that long ago. Incredible stuff. And folks, remember, you're a part of this. This is big stuff. You know, Olivia Hussey has agreed to come back to play Jess Bradford. This is the equivalent of Jamie Lee Curtis coming back in a professionally produced Halloween fan film. I mean, that is... I mean, it's wild. She's one of horror's first final girls. This is an opportunity that Bruce and I are very excited about. We really want to make this happen, but we literally can't do it without you. That is not hyperbole. I'm not blowing up your ass. These kinds of movies, these fan films, it is really from the fans for the fans. That's what this is. And to see you guys stepping up and making this happen, it means so much to us. With 29 days left, 60% of our production budget, I mean, Jesus, we are now moving towards 80,000. We're on our way. Again, I would love to be there by the end of the strip. No, I'm just kidding. What? Oh my God. No, I'd love to be there by Monday. That was the original goal at the beginning of the week. We had a couple of hiccups this week. It happens. No harm, no foul. It happens. We managed the storm. You know what I mean? We weathered the storm, I should say. And now we're sort of back in business. And yeah, really cool. I mean, this is, I don't know if we'll be at 80,000 by Monday, or my original sort of point where I wanted to be at minimum. But we might almost be there, right? We might almost be there. So that's better than nothing. That's really cool. And for those of you that again are tuning in, maybe for the first time, or you're just checking out, lots of great perks. Let me just quickly go through some of these. There are still 2 co-producer perks remaining. 2 were picked up. There's still 2 co-producer perks remaining. This is a top tier, one of our top tiers. We have a few of them. Remember, if you're in the United States, you are going to see it in US dollars. This is 2,500 Canadian dollars. Okay. For you in the US, it's a bit cheaper than that, but you get everything that the associate producer gets, but you also get a bunch of other stuff as well. Included in the co-producer perk is a Halloween Kills flashback mask by Jimmy Falco. We partnered with Jimmy Falco. He wants to help support the campaign. Amazing, awesome stuff. Look at this. Look at this. That fucking looks incredible. Jimmy Falco, one of the top independent Michael Myers mask makers in the community. And that's smoking hot, if you ask me. Really awesome. You get your name in the end credits, of course, 14 Canadian dollars. It's about 10 US dollars. You get the digital download package. It's 28 Canadian bucks, about 20 US bucks. What is the digital download package? Well, the digital download package is you get everything digitally. So you get the official poster, which is an awesome looking poster for Chapter 2, if I do say so myself. You get a high resolution digital copy of the poster. You get, of course, a digital copy of the movie in full HD. You also get a digital copy of the script. We send you a digital copy of the script, a file, like a PDF or something like that, right? And you get high resolution copies, promotional images of both It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and It's Me Billy Chapter 2. And of course, you get your name in the end credits. All for $20. That's fucking incredible, if you ask me. For those of you that don't collect physical media anymore. And of course, you get the Chapter 2 t-shirts. Chapter 2 t-shirts are there, of course. And then, of course, Billy on Blue. Maybe you already have It's Me Billy Chapter 1 on Blu-ray. So you pick up Chapter 2 on Blu-ray. There it is. There it is. Or maybe you want the teaser cover. You want the teaser poster cover for your It's Me Billy Chapter 2 Blu-ray. Pretty cool stuff indeed. Maybe you want a copy of the director's script, a physical copy of the director's script. We will send it to you. It will be marked up with our notes from shooting. There's 20 of those available. 13 have sold. Hey, you want a 24 by 36 poster, official one sheet of the, key art of the official, key art on the official poster. What the hell I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say. You want it? There it is right there. There it is right there. Maybe you want the teaser poster. There it is. Maybe you want a hoodie. Chris Baber just picked up a hoodie. It's Me Billy Chapter 2 hoodie. By the way, these hoodies are great quality. The t-shirts and the hoodies are great. Fruit of the Loom. I've washed them and dried them many times and they still hold up. They're great. So yeah, they're not cheap. Not cheap. But maybe you didn't get a chance to own Chapter 1 on Blu-ray. Here's your chance to own Chapter 1 on Blu-ray. You pick up the double blue. 126 of those have sold the double blue, where you get It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 on Blu-ray. Hey, you want Lynn Griffin's autograph? She, of course, played Claire in the original Black Christmas. There are 25 of those available. 2 have sold. She will sign that photo for you, or this one for you. Let's see, 25 are available. 3 have sold. So 22 available left. One of the most iconic images in all of horror. That's pretty cool indeed. And then, of course, maybe you want just to buy Chapter 1 and 2 teaser and official together. You can do that as well. You can also get the official poster of Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 together. That's limited though. 10 available, 4 have sold. The holiday sweater. This is really cool, folks. Look at this. There's Jess Bradford right there on your screen right now. That's Olivia Hussey. That's a screen capture. That's a screen grab from the original Black Christmas from 1974. There she is in that sweater. We have partnered with Amalia, I think it's Amalia or Amalia, of Poltergeist and Paramours. We have partnered with her. She makes an exact replica of the holiday sweater. Now, these are limited in size and quantity, but they are also unisex. They are unisex, ladies and gentlemen. So men, the vast majority of my viewers are men. The cut of these sweaters are not, nobody's going to think you're wearing a girl sweater if you put it on. I'm going to fucking order one myself. But unfortunately, they are limited in sizes. So we have small available, medium available, large available, and 1XL available, and 5 available of each. So we see here, 5 available, 2. So there's only 3 available left on the 1XL. There's 3 available left on the large. There's 4 available on the medium, and still all 5 available on the small. But that is a really cool perk because it's an item that you can't get in stores. It's a very niche item, really, really cool. You can't buy that thing in the store. That's really awesome, right? That's really cool. So, and always remember to click on the perk to find out what you get with the perk, right? So there's always the item that is sort of the front runner, but with this perk, you also get your name in the end credits, the digital download package, the sweater, of course, and BTS photos signed by myself and Bruce. So always remember that for the price of the perk, you will also get some other things in there as well. So always make sure to look for that too. But that's an awesome perk, if I do say so myself. And then, of course, do you want to see It's Me Billy Chapter 2 before anybody else? Do you want to see it before anybody else? Here's your chance. Advanced screening, 350 Canadian bucks. It's probably about 250 US. There's 30 of those available. 8 have sold. So there's 22 available of that. And of course, with that, you also get your name in the end credits, the digital download package, an It's Me Billy Chapter 2 t-shirt, It's Me Billy Chapter 2 on Blu-ray, and of course, your ticket to the advanced screening. And that is like a link we send you here on YouTube. You hang out with us, with some of the cast and the crew, myself and Bruce. We all watch the movie together. We did this for Chapter 1. It was like a premiere event. It was really awesome, really cool. It happened about a week before the official release. If you want to see Chapter 2 before anybody else and get a Blu-ray and get a t-shirt and get your name in the end credits and get the digital download package, that's a pretty sweet deal. But there's only 22 left. So you might want to get in on that. Associate producer, pretty cool package indeed. This was a hot ticket item with Chapter 1. We had 7 available, all 7 sold out. So we bumped it up to 15 available this time, and 9 have sold. So there are still 6 associate producer packages left. And then, of course, the granddaddy package, the executive producer package, which is you get every single thing previously and any new perk we add later. So it is the granddaddy. There are 5 available with that. And then, of course, these are the ones that have sold out. So, yeah, just wanted to quickly go through that just as a reminder for those that maybe are just tuning in for the very first time and don't know what's going on and what's happening, but really cool indeed nonetheless. Now, a couple of super chats did come in here. Let me see if I can get these. Nighttime, I got that one. one. Let me see here. Josh Lott sends in $5, but retracted the message. Okay, Josh, no problem. Nighttime sends in $2, says, Dave, I sent a $5 super chat before my last $2 chat. Okay, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Let me go back and get it. Thank you for being on top of that, folks. Appreciate it. Here it is here. $5 says, Dave, would you rather go to Little Mermaid's premiere or Fast X premiere? Personally, I would rather not any. I would probably rather go to... It's a good question. I don't know. Probably neither as well. But maybe The Little Mermaid. I don't know. Just to see what all the hoopla is and to see if, if I really feel that it's, oh, it's so woke. See if I feel the same way or not, out of interest, whatever. Fast X, I don't know. I'm just checked out of that franchise, quite frankly. But to your point, I mean, I wouldn't be chomping at the bit to go to either, to be honest with you. Thank you, Nighttime. Really appreciate that. And then let me see here. Josh Lott, $5 says, he may be old, but Kevin Bacon is fucking interesting. I'll make $100 donation to the campaign if anyone can name the reference I just made. But Kevin Bacon is fucking interesting. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. But I probably will know when you say it. Well, I mean, he's not old. He's not ancient. But I just think that in terms of a longevity of the franchise, you want to get, you want to set yourself up for potential sequels and all that kind of stuff. I think it's in the interest, in the story, in the studio's best interest, to cast somebody younger. I just think Kevin Bacon's not old, not, geriatric. I just think that he's, it's like casting somebody in their 60s as Bond. I mean, well, sure, you could do it. Idris Elba could do it, but, sometimes it takes, although horror movies, you can make them faster and quicker and cheaper. I get that. But, I just don't, I want to see unknown and younger, not young, not Tom Holland. I'm saying somebody like my age or maybe a bit younger. You know what I mean? That kind of thing is what I would like to see. But if somebody gets the reference, an extra $100 will be donated to the campaign. Let's see what's going on here. 628 backers. Maybe there was, hang on. We've jumped up to 72,326. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Let's see here. We got Mark Williams steps up, buys the It's Me Billy 2 Blu-ray. Love it, Mark. Thank you very much. Sebastian Hallengren, is that how you say that? Hallengren? Is that how you say your last name, Sebastian? My apologies if I'm totally butchering it. But you have stepped up. You are from Sweden, and you have stepped up and purchased the double blue. So you will be receiving It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. And by the way, folks, the Blu-rays are region-free, just so you know. So whether you're in Sweden or England or Canada or the U.S. or wherever you are around the world, the Blu-rays are region-free. So they will play. Just because some people have asked about that. Oh, I'd love to get a Blu-ray, but is it going to play over here? Yes, it will. Yes, it will, ladies and germs. Yes, it will. So thank you to Mark and Sebastian. Really appreciate that very much. Let me see. Okay, have I missed any other super chats? I don't think I have. Let me go back over here. I don't believe I have anyway. No, I haven't. Okay, I got them all. Good. Love it. Okay, scrolling back. I need some water, man. Doing these shows, man. Okay. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, I can't see Dave crying to the Little Mermaid singing parts. Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm not feeling anything emotional. But no, I wouldn't do that. Dave, not worth it. It's the Lion King remake. No difference, basically. Stick to the animated classic. Well, I haven't seen the Lion King remake, so I don't know. I appreciate your insight, but I always make up things. I always will make up my own mind. And maybe I'll agree, maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea. Josh Lott, $2 says, Chris Baber got it from the movie Super. Okay, the movie Super. Let me just look. What year was that? Super movie. 2010. Okay, 2010, Kevin Bacon, directed by James Gunn. I've not seen this movie. Not seen this movie. But okay. Okay, there it is. There it is. Chris Baber got it. Chris Baber got it. Let me see. Scrolling here. I'm just seeing if any Rosalind, you guys talking. My body fast. Looks like hands grabbing her chest. Oh, the shirt. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It does. Totally. It's a strange sweater. It's a strange sweater, and it might be one of the first things I ask Olivia. She's like, okay, you got to tell me, what's the story? What's the story behind this? You know what I mean? You know, what's this? But yeah, cool stuff indeed. Okay, looking over here, we got we've done it. 630 backers, 72,581. We are less than $500. No, we're just over $500 away from 73,000 Canadian bucks. Holy snapping crap. Again, folks, if you're watching, if you're just tuning in, anybody who donates to the campaign or picks up a perk will get a shout out from me here on the channel. Who was this? I imagine one was probably the donation from Josh, but we'll see. It was Josh Lott, steps up, $100 donation. Nicholas Jean, right? Jenny? I always forget. My apologies, Nick. Don't worry. I will lock it down. Donated $50. Amazing. I love it. Guys, like what you've all done it is truly, and I'm not saying this to blow smoke up your ass. It really is. If you were on this side, you'd get it. You know, it really is humbling. It's amazing to see the community stepping up and helping out this way because, you know, as I've said many times, when you're an indie filmmaker, you're not backed by a studio, and you're doing a fan film, something you don't own the intellectual property to. It makes it, listen, if you're an indie filmmaker, you don't have to rely on crowdfunding. You can go seek, grants. You can go seek funding from, other sources, right? There are many programs and sources that exist out there, in the entertainment industry for indie filmmakers to, get funding for. But there are rules and regulations often around, what the project can be, what it can't be, length, all that, all that kind of stuff, right? And sometimes it's, you have to own it has to be original, or you have to own so when you're doing a fan film, again, even though this is a professional production through and through, and it is original from a certain point of view, because it's not like, it's our story, right? It is based on the pre-existing IP. So it is, we have to label it fan film. And because of that, one of our only options is really crowdfunding, right? And so when you're solely relying on crowdfunding and you're trying to raise $120K for a Black Christmas fan film, Black Christmas already niche. It's niche. Or niche, I think. No, niche, as you guys say in the States. We say niche. But anyway, it's already niche. It's already sort of called, it's like crazy. It's a lot of work. Right? So to see you guys stepping up and helping to make this a reality, again, I don't know how to thank you enough. It really is incredible. It means so much to me. And I know it means so much to Bruce and everybody that's a part of the project, because again, it's not like, oh, you know what? We'll get some funding from here. We'll get a grant from here. We'll crowdfund a little bit. No, it's solely crowdfunding. So the film lives or dies on the crowdfunding. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we didn't meet our target on crowdfunding, but that's okay because we have funding from this program. Nope. You know what I mean? It's not, and the thing too, when sometimes investors will come in, right? Like an angel investor or a producer or somebody with really deep pockets and they really believe in the project and they like it. But generally speaking, that's somebody that will come in that wants to make a return, right? They want a profit, right? It's like Shark Tank or something, right? They're not charities, right? Yes, I will write you this $250,000 check because I believe because I'm going to get a percentage of the profits, right? So again, but we can't make money off of this. So we don't even have anything to offer an angel investor. or somebody like, it would just have to be somebody that had so much money to burn that they just didn't care. And they just were like, here, take it, man, take it. I believe in you. I love what you guys are doing. Maybe I'll get a return in some way in the future, seeing you guys succeed or, whatever. Just, somebody that's just got billions of dollars or something. I don't know. So it's a really interesting spot when you're making a fan film, but yet it's a professional production. You know what I mean? It's very, so yeah, I mean, again, guys, it means a lot because you really are the blood. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. We might be the heart because, yeah, we are boots on the ground. We're there. We've written it. We're producing it. We're making the movie. We're boots on the ground. We're the heart that pumps. But the heart can only pump if it's got blood to pump. And that blood is you guys. Sincerely, you are the blood right now. This fucking thing right here. This green line right there, that's the blood. That's the blood being injected into the project. You are doing that, and it just means so much. It means so much. And crowdfunding's so cool because you do get something in return, right? You get t-shirts and Blu-rays and hoodies and your name in the end credits and a Michael Myers mask and all that kind of stuff. So if it you can do it right and you can get build sort of a community around it. It's really cool. It's really cool. The only downside, of course, is that, depending on what the project is, you might have to wait a bit for your perks, obviously, because obviously we can't send you the Blu-ray until the movie's made, right? So, but it's still cool because it's coming, right? It's coming. And it's just so, and depending on what the perk is, we can ship you perks before that too. Like we'll have the t-shirts, like we'll ship the t-shirts and the hoodies long before we ever ship, the Blu-rays and all that kind of stuff, right? So anyways, it's just amazing to see this community step up again, like you all did in 2020. It's really cool. It's really cool. Okay, I just did a double. I just wanted to double check. 630 backers, 72,581. Amazing. We're closing in on 73,000, ladies and gentlemen. Closing in on 73,000 Canadian Billy Bucks. Really cool indeed. Let me see here. Chris Baber, $1.99 says, awesome chat room tonight. You guys rock balls. Indeed. Yeah, it's a great room. It's a great chat room tonight. It's nice to see that I think we peaked at 160. We're still around 135, which is great. Nick, Jenny, that's it, like the girl. Okay, Jenny. Got it, Jenny. Yeah, Jeannie, Jenny, Janine. No. Jenny, right. Got it. All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. All right. Yes, Nick, Jenny. Of course. Yeah, I should know that. See, as a voice actor, I'm so used to phonetically sounding things out. When I know or when I think that there's a couple of ways to say something, it's just a habit. It's just a habit. Mark Williams says, Oppenheimer tickets went up today. Nolan's first rated R movie since Insomnia. Very exciting. Yeah, that Oppenheimer looks really good. I got to say, I'm really excited to see that. Really excited to see that. Yeah, Oppenheimer looks really good. So, yeah. I hope it's good. Lee Bauer says, Dave, I'm glad I can help. Can't wait to see my name in the end credits. You will. It'll be with the L's. Because it's alphabetical. So you don't have to be like, oh, it's all alphabetical. Chris Snyder, my man, Chris Snyder says, I gave it a 3 out of 5. Okay, what are you talking about here? It's fine, but nothing spectacular. Wasn't a fan of some things they did, but if you like the original, there's enough here to enjoy. Not the best, not the worst. I wonder what Chris was talking about. Maybe Chris, let me scroll back. Chris was talking about maybe The Little Mermaid, Fast X. Not sure what you were talking about, Chris, but all right. Pretty cool. He'll let us know. Chris will let us know. Scrolling down. Let me see. Hey, a super chat just popped up. Sebastian sends in $4.99, says, that wasn't me, but I was gonna buy a Blu-ray. Sadly, they don't accept gift cards. I'll try to buy it soon, though. Was bummed out. Yeah, no, they don't. It's either credit card or Visa debit or MasterCard debit, or they do accept Google Play or Apple Play, I believe. I believe they accept Google Play or Apple Play. At least that's what it says on the Indiegogo website. So maybe if you can put money, if you know what I mean, you can do it that way. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure that's what it says on the website. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, Dave, you missed my question at least 5 times now, and it's not a super chat. I miss a lot of questions, dude. I miss a lot of questions. It's nothing personal. There's just a lot of stuff that's going by. And when you have a lot of people in the chat room, you're trying to answer stuff and all that kind of stuff. It's nothing personal at all. Let me see. Where's your question? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Geeked Out Turtle Fan. Scrolling back. Let's go, McCrazies. I'm not seeing your question. Maybe ask it again, and I'll look for it. Ask it again, and I will look for it. Yeah, baby. Darren from Georgetown say, hey, everyone, what's going on? Good to see you here, Darren, one of our great associate producers here. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone up again. 72,681, 631 backers. Who was it? Let's give a shout out. Who was it, ladies and germs? We've got. It was, yes, Evan, why am I'm blanking on this again. Siren, woo, Siren. I've got it, Evan Siren, that's what it is. See, I remembered. Evan Siren just donated $100. Amazing. Thank you, Evan. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. I feel like this is one of those like Easter Seals telethons with, Jerry Lewis. You know what I mean? The phones are ringing, ladies and gentlemen. The phones are ringing. We need your pledges right now. That's not Jerry Lewis. I'm just doing some random guy asking for pledges. Thank you, Evan. Really appreciate that. We are knocking on 73,000, ladies and gentlemen. 73,000. Incredible. The Spine Rib says, Dave, would you ever want to see a new Thing movie? I don't know. I mean, I'm neither here nor there on it. I really do like the first Thing, obviously, The Thing. Or at least John Carpenter's The Thing. I mean, technically it's not the first one. The first one's from the 50s, but The Thing from Another World. But I know there's a lot more to the story in terms of the source material. There was an article that came out, I think, in Bloody Disgusting maybe 3 or 4 years ago, where it talked all about sort of the direction it could go and sort of the source material of where the story comes from and all that kind of stuff. And I think maybe if they were going to do that, that might be interesting, to kind of tackle those layers. And that might be interesting. A direct sequel, I mean, Kurt Russell and Keith David are still with us. I don't know it all depends on what the direction is, but I think The Thing's ending is terrific. And I don't think you need to, why ruin the ambiguity of it, when you don't have to, you know what I mean? Because it's cool, man. Nostalgia. Woo. Yeah, I guess so. Money. Yeah, I guess so. It all depends. Let me see here. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Okay, Geeked Out Turtle Fan, did you ask the question? Here we go. The Geeked Out Turtle Fan says they do accept Google Play and I think PayPal. Oh, they accept PayPal? Okay. All right, fair enough. I'm pretty sure they accept Apple too. Apple Play, if I'm not mistaken, I should say. Not seeing your question, Geeked Out, but I was looking for it. Better hurry up, snooze, you lose. Scroll back here. Let me see here. Scrolling. Stefan Poirier says, you just hate me. You just hate me because I'm Ukrainian. No, just joking. No, I love you. I love Ukraine. I love Ukrainians. I've known quite a few Ukrainian people in my life, actually. Honest to goodness. I know you're joking. Joking. The Hatchet Boys. Does Indiegogo accept a yearly membership to the Jelly of the Month Club? Yes. Indiegogo accepts a yearly membership to the Jelly of the Month Club. Oh, we're knocking on it, folks. We're almost there. 72,781. 632 backers. Who was this, ladies and gentlemen? Coming in, stepping up, it's Darren George, one of our great associate producers here on the campaign. Darren George stepping up and donating 100 Canadian Billy Bucks. Incredible, absolutely incredible. And we are now sitting at 72,781. Jesus, we are just over $200 away from 73,000, which then means we are just $7,000 away from 80,000 Canadian Billy Bucks. Incredible, 632 backers. Amazing what is happening here. 29 days left in the campaign. You can see that right there, folks. 29 days left in the campaign. So it is the final month of the campaign. Will we cross the finish line, ladies and gentlemen? Will we cross the finish line? I don't know, but we're going to find out. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, I know! I was just busting your coconuts. I'm planning on donating when I get something figured out on mine. I'm looking forward to part 2. I sent my question and appreciate these lives. Hey, yeah, dude, no worries, man. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your commitment. I appreciate that you want to donate. And that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Let me remove my coconuts. Awoken Nightmare says $419 away from 61%. Next Gen Studio says, let's get to 75,000 tonight. Oh my God. Is it possible, ladies and gentlemen? Is it even fathomable that we could get to 75,000 tonight? I don't know. Dave, what's wrong? I don't know. I have no idea, but you know what? You never know. You never know, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe that we are within reach, of course, of 61%. I think that is definitely, we've got it, 72,795. I love it. I love it. Who was this? Let's give this sexy motherfucker a shout out. Here we go. We got Freddy Harris. Freddy Harris picked up the end credits. Thank you. Shout out to Freddy Harris. Thank you, Freddy Harris, for stepping up. Your name's going to be in the end credits. You are part of Black Christmas history. It is happening, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening. Oh, man, incredible. Look at this. The team, the community is stepping up. You guys, listen, I wish I could play Quiet Riot's We're Not Going to Take It. Because really, at the end of the day, that was Quiet Riot, right? I think that's what it was. That's what this is you guys are not taking it anymore. You're not taking it anymore. You want it. You want it. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, if we hit 75,000, Dave might run into the Canadian traffic and get arrested. I love you. You say Canadian traffic, not just traffic, Canadian traffic, as if it's very different. I love you, buddy. I do. The Canadian traffic. Yeah, the Canadian traffic is much slower and nicer. And it's just a bunch of people saying, oh, sorry. Didn't mean, oh, sorry. Oot and a boot. Sorry. Unfortunately, the traffic can be just as hellish here as it is in the U.S., especially in Toronto, obviously, being that we are a massive city with ridiculous traffic. But yes, I will run naked into the traffic, waving my pants over my head, screaming, I am a banshee. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a banshee. It'll be up online, up on YouTube. It's going to happen. Brandon Jackson. Hey, Brandon, great to see you. Sends in $5. Says, Dave, have you ever watched the 1975 film, The Stepford Wives? I have. It was very creepy, slow burn, psychological thriller. I loved it. I have watched the 1975 version, and I did like it, but it has some very suspect editing. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it has some suspect editing. There's strange editing choices in the movie. And it's kind of weird that she just forgot about the dog. Remember when they were like, she was all like, oh, my dog, my dog. But then all of a sudden it's just like, who gives a fuck about the dog? Strange. Little strange, little wonky to me. But I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. It is creepy. And the ending is very good. I do like the ending when she goes to the house and, and the set design, all that kind of stuff. Like I do like that. But yeah, there was some I just found some of the editing a little strange. That's what I remember when I watched it. It's been a few years since I've seen it, but that is sort of my memory with that. It's strange. Stephen Poirier says, that's not all you'll be waving. You know what I'm trying to. You're absolutely right. That's not all, man. That's not all. Michael the Shape says, hey, Dave, posted a whole bunch of flyers in my neighborhood for the campaign. Hope this brings us closer. Really? Did you actually do that? That's pretty cool. If you actually did do that, that's actually pretty cool. If you're just joking, that's actually kind of funny because I'm picturing like these flyers up all over the place. But if you actually did do it, that's actually kind of fun. That's actually kind of fun and pretty cool. Let me see here. Evil Monster says Canadian traffic equals 5 cars. You should come to Toronto. Did you know that Toronto, Highway 401, it's called. It's an expressway, and it runs the section that runs across the top of Toronto is one of the most busiest freeways in the world. Pretty incredible, isn't it? Toronto's the 4th largest city in North America, so it's pretty. Yeah, yes. If you were out in it's very similar to the US in the sense if you're in the cities, congested traffic, right? If you're in Toronto, it's like the traffic in Toronto is like our Los Angeles. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what it is. And if you go out into the boonies, into small towns, it would be like going to small towns in the States. It's the exact same. But yeah, I do know there's I'm very aware of a lot of our Canadian stereotypes. Very aware. Chris Baber sends in $1.99, says, just want to send another shout out to Josh Lott. Yes, Josh Lott, one of our great co-producers here on It's Me Billy Chapter 2. And he's been fantastic. Josh, you've been amazing. You're stepping up. I see that you're sharing the posts, you're contributing, you're donating. I mean, geez, man, it really does mean a lot. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I love about, and I say this with the absolute sincere sweetness because I love my American brothers and sisters. I really do. But because the rest of the world knows a lot about America because of America's influence on the world and their culture and politics and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, the rest of the world probably knows more about America than America knows about the rest of the world. That's, I mean, even America sort of admits that, right? But I do find it funny where I see things like Dave's neighbors are Bret Hart and Jordan Peterson. That's like me saying, it's just funny because it's like me saying, take like a very American thing, or a very American, I don't know. It's like me saying, Evil Monsterism's neighbors are Uncle Sam and I'm trying to think of like, a very American Uncle Sam and Bruce Springsteen. You know what I mean? Because I don't really know any other references. So I go to the ones that everybody knows. You know what I mean? So I go Uncle Sam and Bruce Springsteen. And it's like, you can tell this person doesn't know a lot about America. And I say that with the absolute sweetness. I do. It's always kind of funny. You know what I mean? It's just kind of funny. But yeah, it is. I love it. I love it. I love you guys have a great sense of humor. What's the rest of the world? The rest. Wait, Dave, you're not American? You're what? Canada? Duh. Hey, listen. I've poked fun at my own country many times, as we all have to, right? Listen, there's wonderful things about the United States, right? It's one of the best countries in the world, and for a variety of reasons. But like everything, you know what I'm saying? And Canada, it's one of the best countries in the world, but like every country is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's got their highs and their lows, you know what I'm saying? But no, it's funny. Yeah. Bruce Springsteen, and you know what I mean? Because it's very American. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's funny. Oliver Mercer sends in £5 and says, I've just tried to donate, yet my card won't go through. Yet the super chats worked, obviously. Okay, Oliver, interesting. Are you clicking the link that's pinned to the top of the page, Oliver? Maybe try another card, and see if that works. But thank you for that, Oliver. I appreciate that. We're still sitting at $72,795. We are basically $200 away from $73,000, which would be amazing. I'd love to reach that at least before the end of the stream tonight. Jesus, if we get to 75, that'd be unreal. Or I mean, even 74. Let's take it 1,000 at a time. Is it Stefan or Stefan? I just want to make sure I get this right. Poirier, I believe is how you say that, says, will your Freddy be riffing Canadians? Take off, eh? Can you imagine? No. They will not. I've thought about doing a stream where I answer just sort of common, like I just kind of get people to ask me questions they've always wanted to know about Canada. Like, and maybe it's just something you've always wanted to know, or maybe it's something like, I see this a lot in movies. Like, this is kind of a stereotype to Canada. Is this true? Or is it not true? Or, whatever it is, right? You know what I mean? I've thought about doing a stream like that. Just kind of, just kind of like, we learn from each other. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool. Because listen, I mean, the vast majority of Americans obviously do know that Canada is not cold 100%, but there are some people, that don't, that think we live in a barren wasteland of igloos, and it's like, no, we're actually. Anyway, I was going to go off on my Canada and America. Now, back in the day, and I thought, I'll leave that for another stream, but I thought that'd be kind of fun. Stefan, not Stefan. Okay, Stefan, amazing. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Stefan, my man. That's right. Yeah, no Canadian Freddy Krueger going, I'm a boot to take off your head. It's true. Yeah, the aboot, that's one of the big ones, right? The aboot, or oot and a boot. And that is, I can tell you as a Canadian, where that comes from is, it is more a boat than a boot. Like the boot, like a boot you put on your foot, right? And of course, the movie Strange Brew with Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas playing Bob and Doug McKenzie leaned very heavily into that stereotype. They were saying A like it was punctuation, right? They were saying A like it was a period. I'm just going to go outside, and just pick up the rake, and mow the lawn, Like, nobody talks like that here. I can tell you, nobody talks like that here. And they would lean into boot and things like that. What it is there's two things, right? So there really is no Canadian accent, really. There's a Newfie accent, people from Newfoundland on the very, very East Coast. And Newfoundland, the accents in Newfoundland sound almost Irish. There's a very Irish sound to them. And sometimes it's hard to even understand what they're saying. And you sometimes get like a boat, well, it's a boat time. Like you'll kind of hear that a bit. And then in the prairies, right, Saskatchewan, Alberta, sometimes depending where you are, you might get that a boat sound. But I have never heard anybody in any serious conversation ever say a boot. Like, well, it's a boot time you showed up, Dave. I've never heard that. So I think it just comes from the interpretation from American culture and then leaning into it as a stereotype, right? You know what I mean? But Family Guy does it. Like I love when Family Guy, there's that episode where they go where they drive into Canada, Stewie and Brian. I think the Simpsons have done it as well. And when they get to the border, right? The border guards are like, you're from, wherever, right? Ooh, welcome to Canada, eh? Okay, just got to check your truck. Nobody talks like that. No, nobody talks. I get to the Canadian border and they're like, how long have you been gone? Okay, great. Do you have anything to declare? No, okay. You know what I mean? It just sounds like me. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's not that it doesn't exist, but it's not really in the stereotype. You know what I mean? It's more a boat. That I've noticed. And you will hear that in certain parts of the country, but it's not like the Canadian accent. You know what I mean? Where it's just like you cross the border and all of a sudden everybody's just like, hey, welcome. How's it going, eh? No, that doesn't happen. So there you go. There's something that you may have learned. I don't know. That's actually a good point. Stefan says, Dave McCrae, then in turn, we think Americans are all y'all and howdy. Yeah, well, it's that kind of thing, right? It would be like me saying that America, just America, is all, well, how you doing? Welcome to America. Oh, it's a nice day today, isn't it? That's just the American accent. It's like, well, no, that's not true. That's not true, right? I mean, yeah, that exists, but you know what I mean? But it would be like a Canadian cartoon, right? Having their characters go to the American border and, you see somebody go, welcome to America. you want a hamburger? It's just like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? But it's fun. I get it. I totally get it. It's fun. And I do laugh, even though sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness. Because that somebody's probably thinking we all sound like we're like 3 bricks shy of load or something up here. You know what I mean? It's really funny. Awoken Nightmare says, Dave, have you ever seen the film Canadian Bacon? Yes, I have. And that does lean into some of those stereotypes. That's a funny, but it's a satire. It's supposed to do, like it's, and Family Guy. Like I get all that, right? But yes, I have. One of John Candy's last movies. Love John Candy. Great film. I mean, it's, I would say great film. It's not a great film, but it's amusing. And, but funny enough, too, there is no such thing as Canadian bacon. There's something you may not know. So there is no such thing as Canadian bacon. Canadian bacon is ham. And we don't have Canadian bacon up here. We have ham and we have bacon. You guys call ham. Now, I know you have ham as well, but what you call Canadian bacon is just ham here. Like we don't have, there is no Canadian, I don't know. I'd have to look it up and see where it all started and how and where it came from. But we have regular bacon here. Because I remember talking to somebody who was from the States. It was when I was in the States. And they were surprised to learn that we have regular bacon. Like just bacon, normal bacon. I'm like, no, if I go to like Denny's or I go to like Perkins or I go to any breakfast place, it doesn't matter. We have them up here too. I ask for bacon. They don't come out with Canadian bacon or ham unless I order ham, right? Like, oh, I want ham instead of bacon, whatever. Well, then I'll get ham or Canadian bacon. But no, I just get bacon, pig bacon, bacon from the pig, and it's fucking great. I love bacon. So that's something that some people kind of, I don't know where. Yeah, no, we have regular bacon all the time. I can't remember the last time I had Canadian bacon. So that's kind of interesting. It's funny. Yeah, Royal Canadian Mounties. That's another one that's kind of fun too. Thank you, Warren Armour. So when the US probably thinks, when people, okay, so my American brothers and sisters, unless you're a police officer, you may actually already know. But when it comes to the RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, right? So you probably think of them in the red uniforms with those hats, riding horses and things like that, right? Well, that's their ceremonial uniforms. That's not the uniforms they wear every day to, fight crime, right? The RCMP is a federal police force. It's like our version of the FBI, okay? And so the horse riding and the red, it's actually really cool, especially when you get like a lot of them. It looks really awesome. You know what I mean? Very cool. But that's not what they wear when they're just on the job. They have squad cars and SWAT teams and regular uniforms and machine guns, and they're just a regular police force. You know what I mean? But ceremonial, if there's like a big ceremony, there's a big graduation, new recruits, new cadets, it's Canada Day, which is like our Independence Day, things like that. You will see them out in their ceremonial garb. But no, when we call the RCMP, they do not show up on horseback in those uniforms. So there you go. Maybe that's something you didn't know either. Pretty cool stuff indeed. Maple bacon is good, Hatchet Boys. Maple bacon is good. All right, we are still sitting at 633 backers, 72,795. Is it possible that we could get to at least 73,000 tonight? Is it possible? Can we get over that? I don't know. Could we reach 640 backers tonight? I don't know. I'm just saying, is it possible? Maybe you're tuning in for the first time. Maybe you're like, what is this all about? This is It's Me, Billy, Chapter 2, Olivia Hussey returning. This is the big crowdfunding campaign. I know there is a lot of Billy talk here on the channel. There will be a lot of Billy talk throughout the month of June. It won't be forever, of course. We will get back to more of a regularly scheduled program with horror stuff and all that. But obviously, we are in a major crowdfunding campaign mode. So obviously, we got to raise these funds or the movie doesn't happen. So I do appreciate everybody's patience and love. But let's see if we can get that over 73,000 Canadian Billy bucks. That would be a good spot, at least by the end of the stream. That would be, that'd be awesome. Hey, I love this. Juan Harrington says, Dave, did you watch today's special growing up? Yes, I did. A Canadian show, which was exported to the United States and very successful in the United States. Here in Canada, it aired on TVO. In the US, I believe it was Nickelodeon, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that was a show that was filmed and shot here in Toronto. With a Canadian cast. Great show. It was a kid show filmed in Canada in the 80s. Yep. Jeff the Mannequin. Yep. Jody, Sam, the Night Watchman, and Muffy the Mouse, who used to speak in rhyme. I used to love that show. Yes, indeed. It was one of my favorite shows as a kid growing up in the 80s. And yes, that was one of the shows that we had here in Canada that made it big in the States, for kids, obviously. But yeah, yes. Yep. Really good. Really good stuff indeed. Really good stuff indeed. Tabitha Short. Hey, one of our great moderators, Tabitha Short, says just 205 left to make it to 73,000. Come on, let's do it. Amazing indeed. Amazing indeed. Warren Armour says just shoot for 80,000. Hey, listen. If somebody comes in tonight and drops a bomb, like somebody picks up an executive producer perk, which is 8,000 Canadian dollars, about close to 6,000 US dollars. The executive producer perk is the perk where you get everything, like every single perk, including perks that are introduced later. If somebody drops a bomb, I'm not going to say no, and that'll get us there. If somebody comes in and maybe gets an associate producer perk and a co-producer perk or something like that, you know what I mean? That'll get us close. I'm not going to say no, but there is still 29 days left. Still lots of time for that to happen, of course. Let me see here. Sebastian says, Dave, bring up Olivia Hussey 100 times. It'll probably bring in more. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, Olivia Hussey, the original, one of horror's first final girls, is returning. She has agreed to come back and reprise her role. But of course, we have to have everything in place to make that happen, right? If we don't have everything in place to make that happen, which also includes the production budget, it can't happen. You know what I mean? So this is definitely an opportunity we do not want to miss out on. This is Black Christmas history. And in like I said, in a lot of ways, it's horror history. You know, it really is. And so very exciting indeed. It's very exciting. Yeah, you're right. Maybe just say that and it'll happen. Tabitha Short says, making your IMB2 candle now. Amazing. Thank you, Tabitha. Appreciate that very much. Evil Monster says, if they drop the bomb, Dave drops his pants. You never know. We might get a little crazy. I'm just saying. Oh, we've gone up a little bit. Hang on. 634 backers. Did that increase a little bit? Or is it just waiting? Hang on a sec. Let's see here. Is it delayed or did it actually increase? Hang on. I think it did increase and I just missed it. I'll wait a second here. Let me just give a shout out here. Let me see here. Again, everybody who donates to the campaign or picks up a perk gets a shout out. Oh my, yeah, hang on a sec, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we have Real Reveal that has come in. Real Reveal has come in and picked up the advanced premier perk, putting us over $73,160, ladies and gentlemen. We have done it. 73,160 Canadian dollars. 634 backers. Real Reveal has come in and picked up the advanced screening perk. There we sit, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. There we are. 73,160 Canadian Billy bucks. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's hold on to this. We need to hold on to this, folks. This is very, very important. We need to hold on to it. 73,160. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is there. Fascinating indeed. We have done it. Incredible stuff. 73,160. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, folks. I would be willing to stick around another hour. That would bring us to 3 hours if that means we're going to make it to 74. I don't know. It might be crazy. But I'm just saying, shout out to Theo, Real Reveal. Thank you very much for doing that. Let's hold on to this. Let's hold on to it, Real. Let's hold on to it. It's very, very, very important. Amazing. Awoken Nightmare says $40 away from 61%. $40 away from 61%. Wait, Lee Bowers has just said, Dave, refresh again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm refreshing again to 635. We are now up to 73,365, ladies and gentlemen. 73,365. Holy snap and crap. What is going on? Lee Bowers, my man, he's stepping up. 205, a donation, 205 Canadian Billy bucks. Look at this, 61%. We have made it to 61% of our production budget, ladies and germs. Folks, we are now less than $700 away from $74,000. Now, again, it is very important that I say this. I said it yesterday on yesterday's stream, but I have yet to say it here on this stream. It is very important that that those of you that are, and of course, I'm not. Let me first say I don't mean for this to sound condescending or anything or pretentious. Well, no, I guess it'd be patronizing maybe, but it is very important that that those that donate, that obviously we hold on to these donations as best we can. We did have a significant refund earlier this week, and obviously things do happen, emergencies can happen, but it is very important that we hold on to these perks, these donations, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not speaking to anybody who's donated today. I'm just speaking in a general sense, just to kind of put it out there and a reminder of that, because it's so important. The last thing we need dipping into the final month of the campaign is money coming away from it. It's not good for you. It's not good for the campaign. It's not good for the image and the look and what we're trying to do here, right? So very, very important. But I just want to say that because there have been people in the past that have refunded small amounts, like end credit perks and Blu-rays and things like that. And that makes, although I don't know your financial situation, and it is none of my business. When very tiny amounts are being refunded, that tells me that there's a distinct possibility that maybe you shouldn't be donating to begin with if you really need that badly. So again, you can share the campaign. You can help in other ways. You know what I'm saying? There's lots of other ways you can help by sharing and retweeting and talking to people who who would love this and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very important that every single thing that comes into the campaign, whether it is a donation or whether it is somebody who's picking up a perk, stays with the campaign. It's very important. Very, very important. So thank you. Again, I just say that in sort of like a general kind of way. It's very important. Thank you so much, everybody. That is incredible stuff, folks. I mean, just incredible. Just incredible. Lee Bauer says, we need Dave and it's me, Billy Thong. I don't know if you want to see me and it's me, Billy Thong. I don't know. But yeah, 636 backers now. We've gone up just a little bit more. Amazing. Let's give a shout out to this individual who's put us up a little bit more. It is Vanessa. Is it Alman? Is that how you say that? Alman, A-L-E-M-A-N, Alman. Am I saying that right, Vanessa? Anyway, Vanessa has picked up the end credits perk. Thank you so much for doing that, Vanessa. Really appreciate it. Your name is going to be in the end credits at the end of It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. So I really appreciate that. Well, everybody who picks up a perk will get their names in the end credits, but I just mean Vanessa just picked up that perk specifically. So you're going to get it. Amazing stuff. Absolutely incredible. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Bobby's brother says, I want to see Dave giving 140 shout outs. Let's all donate $5 and cross 74,000. Oh my God. Hey, you know what? That's actually, hey, Bobby, I like your thinking, Bobby. Of course, that would be a lot of shout outs. I'd do it. I might just go first names only though, just to kind of speed it up, but I would totally do it. Incredible stuff, folks. Incredible stuff. Amazing. You guys are amazing. Like sincerely, I mean, it's just awesome. I love it. $73,379. 636 backers, folks. Incredible. 29 days left in the campaign. 29 days left in the campaign, 61%. We're moving towards it. Folks. We're moving towards it. Oliver Mercer says, Dave, yeah, I've tried the click button. I'll keep trying. I only have one credit card to be able to purchase. Well, it's entirely possible that there's a number of reasons, right? Maybe your bank, maybe you need to call your bank. Maybe there's a hold that they've put on it for whatever reason. Maybe you've maxed it out. Maybe there's a number of reasons, right? So I would take a look into it and see. Let me see here. Scrolling back. Chester Franklin Jr. says, Dave, I will leave a comment below after the stream, but I don't want to but how about a McRae live stream on top 5 worst Halloween characters? Sorry you asked, keep up the great work. Sorry to ask. No, don't be sorry at all. Hey, that's another way to tell a Canadian from an American. We say sorry. You guys say sorry. Sorry. Right? A Canadian, you'll hear the about. That's generally what you'll hear. About. We go out, about. Whereas in the States, it's about, right? Well, it's about, 45. And we'd say, well, it's about, 45, right? It's not a boot. It's more, you might hear the about, like I said, with the Newfie accent, but generally you'll hear more of a about, right? As a voice actor, I've had to train myself and learn to speak American because I do a lot of voiceover for American commercials and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think now I think now I say about as about. I don't think I say about anymore. It might slip out every now and then, unconsciously, but yeah, I've pretty much mastered that. But sorry. We say sorry. You guys say sorry. So it's like SARRY. Sorry. We're sorry. 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 Potato. Let me see here. Steve McCoy says, I've been working on the issue I had, and I've been told my card holder to give it an hour, and I should be able to purchase a perk. Oh, okay. Okay, so maybe there was something with the bank. It's not unprecedented, guys. It's not unprecedented that when your bank, because it happens here too, when your bank sees that you're making donations quite a bit. Now, you should be able to do it, right? Indiegogo is a reputable US company. It's not fraud. It's not anything like that. But our banks, I say our banks because the Canadian banks here, are the same way. They are designed electronically, right, to pick up fraud or to pick up suspicious activity. So when banks see like, they see like Oliver's been donating a lot to the, what is this Indiegogo? What is it? We're just gonna stop. We're going to put a hold on this. And then it forces you to call them and be like, no, this is perfectly legit. Can you take, you know what I mean? So sometimes that can happen. And Indiegogo does mention that is a possibility in their list of frequently asked questions and all that kind of stuff. So, let me see here. We're at amazing 73,404 Canadian Billy Bucks, 641 backers. All right, let's get these shout outs in order. Anybody who donates or picks up a perk gets a shout out. We've got Andrea Davenport donates $10. Thank you, Andrea. Eric Martin donates $5. Thank you, Eric. William Major donates $10. Thank you, William. Josh Toon, is it Toon? T-O-O-N? That's actually a cool last name if that's your real last name. Josh Toon picked up the double blue It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 on Blu-ray. Pretty cool. And Edward Nito picked up a Dress to Impress. Edward Nito, I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Picked up a hoodie. Excuse me, not a hoodie, a t-shirt. It's Me Billy Chapter 2 t-shirt. So thank you to Edward, Josh, William, Eric, and Andrea. Really appreciate that very, very much. Amazing. 73,404. We are knocking on 74,000. Woo! It's like Ric Flair. I need a Ric Flair woo. That's what I need on my soundboard. I need a Ric Flair woo. I need a bunch of Ric Flair woos on my soundboard. Just like a bunch of woo, just a bunch of crazy shit where he's going, or he's just like, he's going crazy. Like, let me tell you what's going on. Woo! That's exactly what I need. Of course, you might not need that when, you can just have me freaking out. Crazy. Yeah, Michael V says, I told you were hitting 73K tonight. You're right. You're absolutely right. All right, let me see. I'm just scrolling. Have I missed any super chats? I haven't seen any come in, but I just want to make sure I'm not missing any super chats. I did. Chase Jackson. Did I miss Chase Jackson super chat? He sends in $4.99. He says, are there any movie sequels you like better than the originals you can think of? Yes, Chase, my apologies for being late. Hopefully you're still in the chat room. Thank you, Chase. Appreciate it, buddy. Are there any sequels that I like better than the originals? Yes, I like The Empire Strikes Back better than the original Star Wars. I don't like A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 better than the original Elm Street 2, but I really like Elm Street 2 a lot. And it is primarily anchored by Freddy Krueger. Freddy is evil and scary looking and great in Elm Street 1. He absolutely is. But it's just taken up another notch by Yeager's makeup and just Robert's performance. And it's scary. He's frightening. He's A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is the scariest Freddy has ever looked. ever. Period. End of discussion, in my opinion. And so I really love Elm Street 2, anchored by that. I mean, the story is interesting because obviously there is the homosexual undertones or overtones, depending on how you want to look at it. And there definitely is that vibe to it. And it's an interesting story because even though Jesse's not playing a gay character, because Mark Patton wasn't out of the closet at that time, and nor should he have been. I mean, it was the 80s. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, your life could be in danger. But what was really cool is that it worked anyway. Like, and of course they knew what they were doing. But it kind of works because Mark Patton is softer, he's not necessarily masculine, right? He's got a softer, sort of a feminine quality about him, the way he screams and, kind of talks and things like that. I don't mean stereotypically, gay. I don't mean that, but there's a softer quality about him, right? And even though he's not playing a gay character, he is heterosexual in the movie. It works that there's a layer that maybe he just hasn't come out yet. Like it works. It totally works. But Freddy knows that. Freddy knows your darkest, deepest secrets. He can exploit them and tap into your subconscious. So when he grabs, Jesse in the hallway and he's just like, shh, and he rubs the blade across his cheek, and the blade is a very sort of phallic sort of thing, right? You know what I mean? And there's just so much, and obviously the gay bar and all that kind of stuff, and obviously it's there, but it's interesting. And listen, I'm not a bandwagon Elm Street 2. I've liked A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 since 1985. I've always liked Elm Street 2. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't pick up on that stuff. That only came later in life. But I find it interesting. I think it's one of the more unique, and it's got one of the best, it's got one of the best openings out of all the films, and one of the best dream sequences in any Elm Street film. And that is the opening of Elm Street 2. The bus comes around. I've talked about it on my channel. I got a video dedicated to it. The bus drives off into the fucking field. The ground gives way. It's just on those pillars. It's like a fucking surreal Salvador Dali painting. It's just awesome. Just sitting there with the lightning flashing around. This bus is teeter-tottering back and forth. Freddy is fucking terrifying. You know what I mean? He gets up, and the girl's like, who's that? And he's bringing his claws up on the bus seats and stuff. And he's just like, and it's just like, oh, yeah. Fucking love it. I fucking love Elm Street 2. I do. So, but I still like the first one the best. So, but I love Elm Street 2. But yeah, Empire for sure. Back to the Future 2 is a great sequel, but the first one's still the best, I think. Halloween 2, I really do like Halloween 2, but I think the original is still the best. Friday 2. I got to watch Friday 2. I really like Friday the 13th Part 2, but I got to watch Friday 2 again. Cause I'm an unabashed fan of the original Friday the 13th. And I know it's usually not everybody. It's usually a lot lower, but it's high on my list. So I got to watch that again. But yeah, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are more. I just got to think about them. I got to think about them. But yeah. Oh, we've got up again. 643 backers. 73,581. 73,581. Let's see who these incredible people are, ladies and germs. We have Julian, is it Julian Corner? Is that how you say that? My apologies if I'm saying it incorrectly. Donated $5, and Oliver Mercer has just donated $7. Wait a minute. Is that the right? Hang on a sec here. Has it gone through? Okay. I thought we were, you know what? I didn't refresh it the second time around to pick up. I didn't refresh it the second time around to pick up Edward Nito's t-shirt, I think. I think that's what happened. And now now it's in there. So yeah, it's in there. 73,581, ladies and gentlemen. 73,581, 643 backers. 643 backers. Do you know how many backers we had for chapter 1? We had 663 backers for chapter 1. 663 backers for chapter 1. We are 20 backers away from that. Incredible. Incredible. 73,581 Canadian Billy Bucks. Amazing. Oh, yeah. Terminator 2. Yeah. Awoken Nightmare says, what about, Terminator 2, Judgment Day? Yeah. Yeah. I do like Terminator 2 a lot, obviously. And I know that it is the general consensus. It is far superior than the original. And in a lot of ways, that's probably true. That is probably true. Yeah. I do like that first Terminator, though. That first Terminator is a good movie. But yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Gelford's dog says, Dave, there's a difference between darker and scarier. I agree. His sadistic glee in the original is way scarier than the try-hard darkness in 2. Yes, I would say that. I would say that is true. I would say that is true, or there is truth to it. There is truth to it. There's also yes, I would say that. But I feel that Freddy himself, the way he looks, let's first talk about the way he looks. I think the way he looks, which doesn't make or break a movie. I'm just saying, let's first talk about the way he looks, right? The makeup by Kevin Yeager. I think he is the scariest looking Freddy in any Freddy movie, period. Hands down, done. Not even a question, in my opinion. The whole barbecue scene, when he's looking like this and the flames in his face and shit, fucking fantastic shit. There is a darkness to Elm Street 2, obviously wanting to possess, and take over Jesse's body, and that great practical effects scene where he comes out of, Jesse's body and everything. Absolutely. I think Elm Street 1 is a scarier film. I think it's a scarier film, yes. But I think you're right. I don't know if you said this, if you're referring to this, but I think 2 is darker overall. Overall. Not that there isn't darkness in 1. There is darkness in 1. Absolutely there's darkness in 1. But yeah, there's that sort of thing. And then you get to 3 and I like 3. I like Dream Warriors. I do. But that's where we really start to see the beginnings of MTV Freddy. And then by Elm Street 4, when I did the best and worst of the Elm Street series with Frank and Darren of the TSL podcast, was it last year? I guess it was. I watched 4 for the first time in many years, and I liked it better than I remembered. It's got a great dream sequence in there too. But he was definitely MTV Freddy by that point. And then 5 is just, and then 6 is, as Donald Trump would say, a total disaster. Okay. Freddy's Dead is absolutely the worst fucking horror movie I've ever seen in my life. Okay. It's absolutely not the best. It's awful. It's dog shit, okay? It's dog fucking shit, okay? Thank you, Donald. Appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on, Dave. I love your show, the best show, the biggest show. Donald, could you help support the campaign? I can't do it. Dave. I won't. I'm in the middle of a court battle. But I agree, Galford's dog. I do. Yep, definitely. Edward Nito sends in $10. That's right. My Godzilla brother from another mother says, "Sup, Dave, dude. I just revisited Raiders of the Lost Ark. Seeing the villains scream in terror as they melted was pretty scary. Love that element from the original trilogy. Oh yeah, it's great. Raiders of the Lost Ark is a fantastic film. It's a fantastic film. From top to bottom, it is the best Indiana Jones movie for sure, for a variety of reasons. My favorite, though, I still think is Temple of Doom, but I love Raiders. But Temple of Doom is just so batshit wacky, wonky, crazy to watch. It's just nonstop roller coaster. I love Temple of Doom. It's strange. I do like The Last Crusade. I do. And I can watch it and it's fun and it's Indiana Jones. And I understand that Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade is a lot of people's favorites. It's third for me. It's always been third for me. And I remember when it came out, I saw it in the theater when I was 10. I do like The Last Crusade. But there's something about The Last Crusade. I feel that it has this, and it could be because of the relationship between Indy and his father. But I don't know what it is. There's a kookiness to Last Crusade that works, but wasn't. But then again, you could say, Dave, Temple of Doom, hearts being ripped out, monkey brains, and I get it, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just because the entire movie was batshit crazy. I don't know. It's like when Indiana Jones walks into the castle, right? And he's dressed in that, and he's like, and he sneezes. He's like, "Oh, I've gone and caught a sniffle," and he's talking. I don't know. There's a jokey kookiness to Last Crusade that it just never really sat right with me. Love the story. Search for the Holy Grail. Love the action on the tank and all that kind of stuff. I do love the relationship between Indy and his father. I like the movie. I do. But for whatever reason, it's always sat third for me. I don't know. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, but Raiders is fucking great. Raiders is fucking great. Raiders is great, ladies and gentlemen. Raiders of the Lost Ark, folks. Look at this, folks. Look at this. 73,686. We are just over $300 away from 74,000 Canadian Billy Bucks and 644 backers, ladies and gentlemen. 644 backers. Absolutely incredible. Josh McKenna comes in with a $4.99 super chat and says, "I wasn't around for the first campaign, but did you experience any weird, wonky days like yesterday during the first It's Me Billy campaign?" Thank you for sending that in, Josh, one of our great supporters here on the channel, Josh McKenna, and thank you for asking that question. Before I answer that, let me give a quick shout out to whoever this was here, or maybe it was a couple of people. Shout out to Stephen McCoy. Steve? I'll call you Steve. Steve McCoy just bought the double blue. Bought It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 on Blu-ray. Love it, Steve. Shout out to Steve McCoy for stepping up. Amazing. Thank you, Steve. Really appreciate that. Josh, any wonky days during the campaign? I don't think so. I mean, there's always refunds. People... refunds can happen for a variety of reasons, right? Refunds can happen because, Dave, I legitimately have run into something serious. I have to refund, And if it's a large donation, like a producer or something like that, listen, you have to do what you have to do. I respect it. I understand it. You and your family comes first. I totally understand. But it is but on this side, it takes so much away from the campaign, right? So there's that reason, right? People are like, I just need I need the money. But we've also had Blu-rays, refunded and things like that. And I don't know if that's because somebody just suddenly needed $40 or if they just changed their mind. You know what? I don't like Dave McCrae after all. So I'm going to, maybe that's why. I don't know. I never know the reason why unless they reach out to me privately and say, "Hey, listen, Dave, I just want to let you know I had to do this, but because of this, but I plan on coming," whatever the case is. We did have an individual who I will leave nameless who did refund. There was a day during the first campaign who did refund a fair amount, but did come back and did keep their word and did come back and put it back into the campaign. So that was very nice. That was very, very nice and really appreciative. There's a variety of reasons, right? Could be legitimate reasons, or people just change their mind and they don't want to, or they run into really hard times and all of a sudden $40 is the difference between eating and not eating. I mean, who knows? I have no idea. It's not that I don't understand that things like that happen. They absolutely do. I just reiterate again that it's very important that those who donate to the campaign are only those who can. That doesn't mean that things can't pop up. I mean, shit happens all the time. But if you're somebody that, the difference is, well, I either donate and get I get a Blu-ray or I feed my kid. Feed your kid, right? Please feed your kid, feed your family, buy the diapers, buy the toothpaste. Don't worry about it. Maybe something will happen in, the next time, or maybe if we can get the campaign into demand and then we can raise funds after the fact, maybe in a couple of months, you'll be able to do it, right? Who knows? But yeah, the last thing we want is donations coming in and donations being refunded. So let's see, we got to be able to hold on to this. It's very, very important, especially as we enter the last weeks of the campaign now. Very, very important. So I not really, like, outside of, that kind of thing every now and then. I can't think of anything that was wonky, or anything like that, or cards, right? Cards not working, things like that. I don't remember ever having a situation where a bunch of backers didn't couldn't donate to the campaign for whatever reason. I don't recall that on It's Me Billy Chapter 1 either. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. It was amazing to see everybody step up, and it's amazing to see people step up right now. Bruce, by the way, sends his love. He loves you guys. Obviously, Bruce, who works in the rental side of the film industry or the education side and all that kind of stuff. He's very, very busy day to day, but he's watching. He's keeping it up. He's checking in on the campaign. We text back and forth every day, and he wants me to send his love to you guys, and that he, to say thank you to all the support and the donations and the perks and all that kind of stuff. He's, I just, because of our different jobs, I have more time to do this, which is why I'm here. So, but he's watching. He's there. He's watching from afar, and he's very thankful and very excited that we've made such amazing progress in the ways that we have. It's just absolutely amazing. Chase Jackson sends in $4.99 and says, Dave, how many Blu-rays are needed for the epic Halloween watch-along? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I will go through this again, just for those of you that might not know. So about a month or so ago, I decided to help, to give an incentive to drive sales on the Blu-rays. I said that if we can if we can, I guess it's sell. I mean, I guess that's the right word. But if we can sell 550 of the It's Me Billy Chapter 2 Blu-rays, or 550 of the double blue perk, right? Either or. If we can get to 550 units on Saturday, October the 28th, 3 days before Halloween, I will do an epic Halloween stream where I watch Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4, and Halloween 5 all in one stream. It'd be like an 8 or 9 hour stream. I will have a couple of giveaways. I'll have some guests on to either just make an appearance or maybe watch a movie with me or something like that. We'll get some munchies. We'll have some Halloween candy or whatever, and we'll just sit here and watch Halloween movies. That's fucking amazing. But, to help the campaign out, right? Now, some people have said 550, oh, that's so much. Well, it is a lot. But when you look at how many people follow me, there's nearly 30,000 people that are subscribed to me here. There's nearly 5,000 people that follow me on Twitter, over 3,000 people that follow me on Instagram, nearly 4,000 people that follow me on Facebook, and nearly 1,000 people that follow the It's Me Billy Facebook page. So when you think about it, there's and we sold I can't remember how many now. It was well over 400 Blu-rays on the first campaign. So although it seems like a lot, 550, oh my goodness, it's not really like if I only had 500 subscribers, well, yeah, what the hell am I doing, right? But it really isn't. It's just a matter of people stepping up and actually doing it. And there's nearly 1,000 people that like the It's Me Billy chapter 2, the It's Me Billy Facebook page. So I would assume, listen, if you follow me on Many Things Dave McRae, the Facebook page there, you're not necessarily following me because you give a shit about any of this. You're following me because Halloween, Freddy, Elm Street, you love the channel, that kind of stuff. Maybe you don't give a shit about this. But if you're following the It's Me Billy Facebook page, I would assume that, well, maybe at least half of those 1,000 people, 500, would be interested in donating to the campaign and buying a Blu-ray. So, you know what I mean? Like when you think of it that way, it's like, yeah, we should be able to do this. And if 550 people all bought the double blue, that's over $60,000. If 550 people bought, I think it is anyway, if it's somewhere around there. If 550 people all bought the regular, like just the single Blu-ray, it's something like nearly $50,000. So that's why I was like, wow, that would really help the campaign out, right? So yes, that is, now, if we get close, like say we're at 480 of the double blue and we're at like, 50 of say we're at like 400 of the double blue and 148 or 140 of the other one, maybe I will do it. Maybe I will combine the two and do it. But I want the incentive to be there, right? With all due respect, we are trying to raise money for a crowdfunding campaign. So I do want to raise as much as we possibly can. So where are we right now with that? Well, we are, let me go to the screen here. Let's go to the Blu-ray. The regular Blu-ray, we're sitting at 85. So 85 people have bought the It's Me Billy Chapter 2 Blu-ray. So unfortunately, nowhere near the 550 that we need. When you go to the double blue, we have 129. So a bit better. 129 of the double blue. 129 of the double blue. So all the people, so when you think about it, right? All the people that already have, there's like 450 something people out there that have It's Me Billy Chapter 1. This could easily be at 400 something right now. Unless some of those people that bought the double blue are people buying It's Me Billy Chapter 1 again because they want another copy. That's entirely possible too. But yeah, the math is really easy. It's just a matter of, getting people to buy in, getting people not just to buy in, but to believe in the project, to understand the project, to get the project, to buy into it, to understand what we're doing here is really special, to understand what we're doing is it literally can't be done without you. And so sometimes that's hard, right? And it's people's money. And sometimes $40 is the difference between eating and not eating, right? Like we get it. We totally get it. So, yeah. But it's, the math is easy. It's totally like it would be. Yeah. It's just, if everybody did this, we'd be there. You know what I mean? So, and between Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, now there is overlap, of course, but between all that, there's nearly 50,000 people that follow me. So you'd think 550 Blu-rays would be a breeze, but not everybody cares about Black Christmas. Not everybody cares about It's Me Billy. And sometimes people are like, yeah, Dave, I like you, but I don't give a fuck about this. So no, I'm not going to do it. Not even support me? Nah, sorry, I'm out. And that's their prerogative, right? It's like, hey, I get it. Totally get it, right? You know what I mean? So, it's tough. It's tough, but I don't think my goal was unfair because it was based on the volume of people that could actually do it, right? And I didn't want to put it at a low number because, with all due respect, yes, I definitely want to do the stream. Absolutely. I think it'd be a lot of fun, but it is my time and I am sitting my ass down for 8 hours. You guys are too, but you're not hosting a show and exuding this level of energy for 8 or 9 hours. You know what I mean? So there is a hosting aspect to it and, you got to do the show and you got, all that kind of stuff. And I'm willing to do it, but I want to get those Blu-rays up, baby. You know what I mean? If we don't do it, I will likely still do something on that day. It just won't be the epic stream. Bobby's brother says Dave should introduce It's Me Billy to Diaper Perks. Diaper Perks, so to kill two birds with one stone. I should. Yes, Diaper Perks, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Billy, too. It's me. I love it, dude. I love it. That's so funny. That's so funny. Meal Perks. Meal Perks. Yes, meal. It's me, Billy, chapter 2, Meal Perks. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And then Billy, yeah. Oh, my God. You guys are fucking funny, man. I love you guys. You guys always have me. Stitch. It's fantastic. So, 644 backers, 73,686 Billy bucks. Whew. We have about 20 minutes left in the stream because I'll take this thing to 3 hours. That's where I'll take it. I'll take it to 3 hours. Can we get to 74,000 by the end of the stream? I don't know. I don't know if we can, but maybe we can. I don't know. And always remember, folks, that you can also, don't forget that even when I'm not doing these streams, you can donate to the campaign. You know what I mean? Jump over to the campaign, click the link, and make sure that we never have a day where we get zero. You know what I mean? We never have a day where we get zero. You know, it's always important that we keep that pilot light, that burner on simmer at the very least, because the next time I'll go live and do, a Q&A and hang out with you guys and talk movies and, do the Billy Watch, probably won't be until maybe Sunday. I'll probably do Sunday again because my analytics always show me that Sundays are good days for people being on YouTube. So I might do Sunday again. But I will unlikely do tomorrow, and Saturday might be tricky. Saturday, well, no, I got to talk with Cecil Laird because Cecil and I are planning on possibly doing a stream on Saturday on this channel, talking about Dylan's New Nightmare, the world premiere, all that kind of stuff. But that's a Dylan sort of thing. But I mean, of course, I will shamelessly plug the Billy campaign there too, but it will be a very heavy focus on Dylan's New Nightmare. And then Saturday night, I have a Patreon stream, a Saturday movie night for my Patreons. We're watching Dawn of the Dead, 1978. That'll be cool. So that's 2 streams in one day. Jesus, And then Sunday is probably the next best time I'll have to do this. And I don't know if we're going to get to 80 before next Monday, but you never know. You never know, folks. You never know what could happen. But even if we ended the stream here, this is still fantastic. $73,686, 644 backers. We've gone up by another, I think it's $3,000 just on this stream. Really awesome stuff. Really, really awesome stuff. CM says, Dave, any plans to do an It's Me Billy-a-thon? So great question. One of our associate producers here. Great question. So during It's Me Billy Chapter 1, we did 2 It's Me Billy-a-thons. And what those were Bruce and I, he came into the studio here. We jumped on, we answered super chats, and all the super chats that were asked, were raised, went into the campaign. And it was a lot of fun. I think the first Billy-a-thon, we raised about $3,500. The second Billy-a-thon, I think, was about $1,500 or so, which went towards the campaign, which was amazing. But as you know, YouTube takes 30% of every super chat. So, we were like, well, we don't really want to lose that 30% because listen, 30% on $10, not a big deal. It's only $3. But 30% on $3,000, it's a lot of money. This is a lot of money, right? So we don't want to lose that. So we want to figure out what the best way is to approach it. So there's that. There's also, and it wasn't my intention to do this, but every stream that I've done through the month of May and will do through the month of June, because again, I know we're Billy-centric right now on the channel, but it's just because of the crowdfunding campaign, right? They're kind of like mini Billy-a-thons. Like every stream that I do, and every bit that we go up, we're kind of doing mini Billy-a-thons 2 or 3 times a week, which is kind of cool. That's kind of amazing. Do you know what I mean? And I guess I kind of felt that I needed to jump on and do this kind of thing because it was double our budget, right? And it was that much bigger. And, we needed to have real good momentum through that lull. And so we're kind of doing that. What Bruce and I are thinking about doing, and what we will likely do sometime this month, is do a live stream where Bruce and I watch the original Black Christmas and It's Me, Billy Chapter 1 back to back, but hopefully we can get Lynn Griffin on the channel to maybe, if she doesn't want to watch the movie with us, which we totally understand, maybe she'll come on for maybe, a half hour or so and answer your questions and just hang out with us, talk about, Black Christmas, whatever the case is. That'd be a lot of fun. And maybe we could get Victoria on as well. And maybe Victoria could watch the movies with us or something like that. Or if Victoria doesn't want to watch, and when I say doesn't want to, she'd totally be down to. But obviously, these are very busy individuals. So I should say, if they can, if it coincides with their schedules. If she can't do Black Christmas, maybe Victoria will be around to watch Chapter 1 with us. That would be really cool too. And through that, we will answer super chats, of course, but we will do what we're doing here, right? Hey, go to the campaign, right? Donate to the campaign, that kind of thing, right? And maybe with myself on and Bruce on and Victoria on and Lynn on, maybe that'll, bring some new viewers in and that kind of thing. And maybe we'll be on for, 3 hours, 4 hours, something like that. Who knows? So it's kind of like a Billy-a-thon, but it's not what we were doing before, because we don't want to lose that percentage, right? We really want to hold on to that 30%. Because Indiegogo already takes a percentage of everything we raise, right? So we don't want to now lose, 30% to YouTube as well from some sort of thing, right? So we really want people to just go to the campaign. You can send in the super chats because super chats support the channel, right? And keep the channel going, all that kind of stuff, which is amazing. But yeah, we really want sort of that. So that's what we're thinking about doing. We're in the process of working through that right now and trying to get that organized and all that kind of stuff. And I think that'd be a lot of fun, personally. Maybe we plan it for like a Saturday or something. I don't know. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And if we can get Lynn on, I think if Lynn, I don't want to speak for her, if she can do it and she's not busy, like for example, she's still a working professional, right? She just shot a small part in Eli Roth's Thanksgiving horror film when we were casting her in It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. So we were working around her schedule because Thanksgiving is shot up here in Toronto. If you don't know, Eli Roth has a new horror movie coming out called Thanksgiving, and Lynn has a role in it. And so she was shooting that and talking to us from the set about Chapter 2 of Billy, and we were like, you know what I mean? So again, if we can coordinate schedules, and Victoria as well, obviously, is continuing to work. So if we can coordinate the schedules, I think Lynn would totally be down for it. I could totally see her saying yes, but I don't want to speak for her because you never know. Who knows the schedule, all that kind, who knows? But that's what we're thinking about doing. And I think it would be a lot of fun for sure. So we'll see. But yeah, these are kind of like Millie. Yeah, it's kind of like Millie. These are kind of like mini Billy-a-thons, and just doing these a few times a week might get us there. I don't know. You never know. Let me see here. I got Chase's, and then Reese Wilson, my brother from down under, sends in $7.99 Australian bucks, and says, "I'll be donating, Dave. I'll be dropping all mine at the last day or so." I love it. Love it, Reese. Love it. Reese is holding on. Reese is stirring the pot. Reese is stirring the brew. He's stirring. He's like, "Dave, I'm saving mine for the last day." And saying, what's Reese got over there? What's he cooking up? What the hell is Reese cooking up? I don't know. Reese is cooking. Let the man cook. Let the man cook. Let the man cook. It's funny. Aaron Click says, "Dave, if, God forbid, it starts looking like you might not hit campaign goal, would you ever advise viewers to donate to the campaign instead of sending super chats? Didn't know if that'd be weird." No, I don't think so. Certainly I don't want people to ever stop sending in super chats because that's a way to, you know what I mean? But I get what you're saying, and I sort of kind of just answered that, I guess, through the other question. I would say that it all depends on how close we are to the goal, right? If we're at June 29th and we're at $98,000, well, chances are we're probably not going to raise $22,000 in 24 hours. Maybe, who knows? But chances are we won't. So I would probably just, if we're at $119,400 and it's like the last day of the campaign and I'm live, or 118,000, let's say. Yeah, I might do that. I might be like, guys, campaign, now. Now, we got 5 hours left and we're 2,000. Now, campaign. You know what I'm saying? So I think it depends on what the margins are and how far away we are. If it's looking like we're going to have to run another campaign anyway, whatever, right? But yeah, if we can reach our target, 120,000 Canadian dollars, that puts this baby into demand. And that also means, like I said, we can continue to raise funds, but Bruce and I can continue to add perks, right? And so there's certain perks that we are trying to get done, let's say, that may not be able to get done for the first, you know what I mean? And, but very likely if this went into demand. So there's certain, there's ideas we have and certain stuff, because you can do that, right? You can do that. Like you can, like we could put in a perk like in August, you know what I mean? And then help to, continue to raise funds and, all that kind of stuff. Because like I said, as an indie filmmaker, you can always use that contingency for anything, you know what I mean? Extra shooting days, all that kind of stuff that I've always talked about. So let's get this into demand. Really, really important. Really, really important. So, but yeah, I'm not against it, but I think it would just be, it would depend on what the margins are. How far away are we really? You know what I mean? Josh Lott sends in $5, says, a quick note on Elm Street series. Best movie, original. Best Freddy, part 2. Best overall sequel, Dream Warriors. Just my opinion. Just his opinion, folks. Don't shoot him. I would say I agree with all that, but I got this love affair with part 2. I don't know, man. I think I might watch part 2 over 3. I know it's blasphemous for some people, but I respect it. That's good. That's good. I like that. I'm digging it. Absolutely digging it. Let's see here. We're climbing. Oh, hang on a sec. Have we gone up a little bit? Hang on a sec here, folks. Hang on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. Okay, we've gone up a little bit. Let me go over to see who this was. Let's see who this was here. Some donations or a perk has come in, ladies and gentlemen. We've got, love it. We've got Corey Kimball has donated $20. Love it. We've got Calvonix, my man, donated $20. I love it. We've gone up to 73,720. Is it 6 or is there a delay? 73,726. Okay, so we are at 73,726. 73,726. 10 minutes to 3 hours. Is it possible we are less than $300 away from 74,000 Canadian Billy Bucks? Holy snapping crap. Listen, if we end here, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. It's been a successful stream, hanging out, talking movies with you. What have we talked? We've talked Robert Englund and Freddy today. We've talked some Indiana Jones today. We've talked some differences between Canada and America and Canadian stereotypes. Yeah, I love this kind of shit. While we're in the campaign mode and, I'm sort of juggling this. This is kind of how I have to get content in. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm trying to keep the content of my channel going and raise the production budget. It's crazy, but I think we're succeeding. I think, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. So that's where we are. Okay, I don't know if it's possible. I have no idea. We're going to continue to Michael V says, I believe in 74K. Michael V believes in 74K. Darren from Georgetown says, Dave, in the first campaign, did the executive producer backers come in at the end of the campaign? No. Well, one did. One did. So, yes. So, Nightly Gaimo, shout out to Nightly Gaimo, who some of you may have seen in the chat from time to time. Nightly, he came in, not the first day, but I'd say maybe the first couple of weeks. And then there was another executive producer we had who came in the last week of the campaign, who was the one responsible for putting us over $60,000, which was incredible at that time. And so, yes, so it's entirely possible that we could have that individual again step in at that time. It's entirely possible there may be other individuals who have been watching or watching from afar, who have been, saving their Billy Bucks, saving their coins, and who might come in, in the last 2 weeks of the campaign or something, or who knows? I have no idea. I mean, if all executive producer perks sell out, that's 40,000 Canadian dollars right there. That's a lot. Now, I'm not expecting that to sell out. It is a large chunk of change. It's 8,000 Canadian, about 6,000 US, about, is it 4.5 or 5,000 pounds or something like that? It's a lot of dough. It's a lot of money. But you never know who's out there. You never know who's watching from afar. You never know who's been saving their, their dough, right? You never know who's been saving. So, or they don't even have to come. I mean, again, there's still 6 associate producer perks that are available, right? So somebody could come in, 6 people could come in and get those. And that's about $10,000 total there. And then there's the 2 remaining co-producer perks, which that's $5,000 between those 2. So who knows? I have no idea. You never know. But yeah, pretty cool stuff indeed. Nick Jenny, I remembered, sends in $1.99. Thank you, buddy. Says, going to be donating every paycheck. Much love, Dave. Dude, that's amazing. That's amazing. Just hearing you say that, knowing that you're that committed, that you're going to, throw, little bits here and there to the campaign is just, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome. And it means a lot. It really does mean a lot. Thank you so much for saying that. Michael V says 74, the birth of Billy, I believe. Oh yeah, that's right. 74, 1974. Can we get to 74? Can we do it? Can we do it? Oh, we are so close. $79,891, 649 backers. We are just over $100 away from 74,000 and the birth of Black Christmas 1974. All right, who was this, ladies and gentlemen? Shout out to whoever this was, or maybe it was a couple of people. Here we go. We have, well, let's see here. We've got Corey Kimball, Calvonix has come through again. Calvin, my man, he picked up a signed autograph from Lynn Griffin, Claire, signed photo number 2. Thank you very much, buddy. Corey Kimball comes hard into the paint with a $20 donation. Thank you, Corey. Charlie McGrath. Charlie, you're one of our co-producers, aren't you, Charlie? I think you are. Amazing. Picked up the Claire signed photo number 2. Thank you so much, Charlie. And Michael Memes, is it Memes? Is that how you say that? Comes in with a $25 donation. Thank you very much, Michael Memes. Amazing. Memes? Michael, Charlie, Corey, Calvonix, Corey, Stephen, Oliver, just the list goes on. The list goes on. Incredible work, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible work. We are close. Oh, there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. 74,061 Canadian Billy Bucks. We have done it, ladies and gentlemen. We have done it. Yes. Yes, we have done it. You have done it. The number 74, 1974, the birth of Black Christmas. absolutely incredible. You have done it. 74,061 Canadian Billy Bucks, 61% of our production budget, 650 backers, 29 days left. That changes over to 28 tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Who was this? Maybe it was a couple of people. Maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe it was me. It was Donald Trump. It was me. Okay, it was me. It was, oh, you know what? Maybe I see what happened. I didn't, okay. I've already read your names. I didn't refresh. I went over to read your names. I get it. So with Calvonix's signed photo, with Charlie McGrath's signed photo, with Corey Kimball's signed photo, with Michael Meem's Corey Kimball's signed photo. He's probably thinking, what? A signed photo? With Corey Kimball's donation, and with Michael Meem's donation, we have reached 74,061 Billy Bucks. Absolutely incredible. I'm just gonna refresh this one more time to make sure I didn't miss that. No, okay, amazing, amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We are a minute and a half away from a 3-hour stream. Absolutely incredible. 29 days left. 29 days left. We want to make this movie so badly. We want to make this movie so badly. We want to finish the story. We want to show you Sam's arc. We want to show you the completion of Sam's arc. Victoria Miro is fucking fantastic, by the way. And she's so awesome. I love her. She's great. And she is so excited to be able to complete her character's arc. You know what I'm saying? And we're so wanting to show you that. You know, I mean, again, it's a short film, obviously. It's not like there's, 3 hours of, material. But within the confines of this story, chapter 1, chapter 2, we want to show you she has to fight back now. She's got to fight back, man. She's trapped. She's down there with her grandmother in the basement. What are they going to do? What the hell are they going to do? They're trapped. The grandmother was starting to lose hope. Jess Bradford was starting to lose hope. Fuck, man, what is going on? What's going on? Why? Why is she down there? That was one of the, why did they kidnap her? Why did they kidnap Jess Bradford and not just kill her? Wasn't there a funeral? All these questions, that's kind of weird. Don't you want to know? Don't you want to know? You want to know, don't you? And we want to show you. We want to show you. You give us the blood and we will pump it. That looks like I was doing something else. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And yes, so they're trapped. She's trapped. And then, I can tell you this much. I've already said this, but I can tell you this. And then, right? Sam has lost all hope. Sam has lost. She's suffering because she's lost her mother. She thinks she's lost her grandmother. Her 2 friends have been murdered. Her 2 best friends have been murdered. Oh my fucking God. She's been chloroformed. She's been thrown into the basement. What the fuck is... It's over. It's over. She's dead. She's dead. But wait. Her grandmother. Seeing her grandmother, a strong, independent woman with strength. She's Jess Bradford. She fought back. She killed the wrong person, but she still fought back. Right? You know what I'm saying? Just when all hope was lost, hope is renewed. Hope is renewed because they find each other. Hope is renewed in Sam because she finds her grandmother. Hope is renewed in Jess Bradford because she finds her granddaughter. They only have each other. That's it. Just each other, damn it. Remember It's Me, Billy, Chapter 1, if you've seen it? The conversation between Emma and Sam on the porch, when Sam says, I've got to start taking care of myself, Emma. I don't want to end up like her. Now, the audience might think, you don't want to end up like your grandmother? What the fuck's going on? And Emma says, you're not like her. You're strong, like your grandma. There it is. It's foreshadowing, baby. She's got to learn to fight back. She's got to tap into that strength that her grandmother taught her. That strength that she knows she's got. Just like Jess Bradford fought back in the original Black Christmas. Let's do it, baby! Let's do it! Let's do it. Incredible work tonight, folks. Incredible work. You are amazing. We've got up even a little bit more there. Fantastic. 74,086, 661 backers. Who was this? Darth Payne, my man. Darth Payne has donated 25 Canadian Billy bucks. I love it. 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 Okay, folks. Incredible work tonight. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. You know I do. Sincerely. You know, again, these streams are, you know, these streams, I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone, right? I'm trying to keep content out there, talking movies and horror and all that kind of stuff, and raise, you know, a lot of money for the movie we want to make. And you guys are just so much fun to hang out with. And, you know, some of the jokes you got, I love it. I love it, man. And all of you are stepping up. We appreciate it so much. We can't do it without you. Let's keep this train going. Let's keep it going even when the streams aren't happening. I'm not saying we got to raise $3,000. I'm just saying, like, let's keep that pilot light lit, right? We never want to have a day where there's been nothing. You know what I mean? So share it, tell your friends, tell your family. You know, if there's a day where, you know, I'm not going live, but you got 20 bucks, you know what? You know, and you're like, I don't know what to do with this. Toss it to the campaign. You know what I mean? Let's always kind of keep something going there. But just amazing where we are. Absolutely incredible. And I can't thank you all enough for stepping up and helping to make this dream come true. You are all a part of this. Even these streams right now, you are all a part of this, right? It's really cool. And let me tell you, when you get that Blu-ray in the mail, or when you watch this movie on YouTube, and you see your name go by in that end credits, you're going to sit there. And I know this because I had people reach out to me and tell me this with chapter 1. You're going to see it, and there's going to be a sense of, wow, I'm a part of that. I helped make that. I helped make this a reality. I helped bring Olivia Hussey back. You know, like that's, you know what I mean? It's such a cool, like, obviously, you know, you don't think about it in that way necessarily, but if you do think about it in that, hang on, let me try that again. Obviously, people generally don't think about it in that way. But if you do think about, but when you think about it in that way, it's actually true. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, yeah, it's actually true. It's really cool, man. It's really cool. You know, and I remember Carol Coltman, who played Agnes, during the world premiere, she said, because obviously that's the first time the cast has seen the movie, right? We're watching it, and Caro said, I remember this. She said, when it got to the moment in the end credits where it said, you know, and we'd like to thank, you know, our 663 Indiegogo backers. Without all of you, this movie would not be possible. You know, it gets to that part, right? And there come all the names. And it's like, you sit there for like an extra like 3 minutes. It's like watching like an epic Marvel movie and you watch the end credits, but then it gets to like all like the visual effects, you know, and there's just all these names going by, or the stunts, you know, and you're sitting there. That's what it's kind of like. But Caro said it was moving. Like she said, to see all these names, all these people who I don't even know, like I've never met these people, I don't know these people, made this movie a reality, you know, and it's really cool. It really is. You know, so again, you're amazing. I love you guys. thank you so much for a successful bounce back, which is incredible. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Thank you, of course, to all the super chat questions that came in tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And to my great moderators, of course, Frank Riker, Tabitha Short, Darren Sands, Chris Baber, Cody Snyder, and Andrew Stevens. Thank you for doing what you guys do. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Amazing. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and I will talk to you all soon. I probably won't be around tomorrow. I'm always on, social, but Saturday, potentially look for a Saturday stream about Dylan's new nightmare and the world premiere and all that kind of stuff. That could be coming Saturday at some point, but you'll know when I know. All right, folks, have a great rest of your night. Thank you again. Take care. And hey, if you want to follow me on social media and you're not already, all my links are in the description. Check them out until your heart's content. And when your heart is content, check them out again. All righty. In the meantime, in the between time, I will talk to you soon. Cheers.